Good morning, 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 good morning. How is everyone doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday morning. I hope you guys have a great day planned, a great day ahead of you. Who do we have? We got Jules. Good morning, Jules. Good morning, CB. Good morning over here. Swan Neck. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Cool Cat. Good morning, it's Waffles. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, One Mighty Pen. Santana, as a socialist idiot, do you want UBI? If so, how would you enforce it? AJ, socialist idiot, UBID's nuts in your mouth. Boom, you're muted. If you got a question, then get up on the panel. I don't care about your comments. And like, why would I answer anything from the comment section? Like, you do understand that this is a TikTok live where I actually, well, not TikTok live because we're live on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram. This is a live stream. This is a debate live stream where we specifically debate those type of ideologies. And so why would I debate that in the comment section? That's stupid. That was a blunder. That was a blunder. Anywho, guys, morning, good morning, good morning. Who do we got again? Who do we got? Who do we got? Too many thoughts. Hello, Tara. Hello. Melissa. Hello. Melissa, I love you guys in the comments too. Listen, our comment section is dope across the board. Like all of our chats, we got the best chats across the board for the most part. Sometimes, you guys, no. But regardless, the comment section is for the cool kids, not for these nerds who like, don't know much of anything. So if you guys got exactly petty sometimes. And the comment section is for the cool kids, but if you got like some type of pushback on anything that I've said, if you want to actually debate or whatever, like that's, you got to get up here. I'm not going to talk to someone with the opposite position as myself from the comment section. Like I have no interest in that. Anywho, guys, as we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. Can we knock out the pink heart puffs, please? Please. Can we knock out the pink heart puffs? That's the daily gift goal. Please. Can we knock out the pink heart puffs? Hey, what, Craft Weaver, are you here? I thought I just saw you. Craft Weaver, are you here? Yep, I see you. Good morning, Craft Weaver. I was looking over some stuff, so I was trying to figure out like how to, fucking turn off these gifts and all this other shit, right? With the sounds. And again, guys, keep tapping the screen. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to the little 1 cent gift goal, and let's get the likes up as well. But I was trying to figure out how to turn off the sounds, and it was like I don't pay attention to like the leagues and the gifts and like that type of stuff. But I was going through, and it was like, oh, your league, and you have a shield or fragment, and like I don't know what any of that means, but I heard Joey. I was in Joey's live the other day, and I heard Joey talking about like whatever the TikTok thing is, and it's like the person that's listed as the Guardian or something. Anywho, you're the Guardian. Oh, look, you got the symbol by your name. You're the Guardian. Did you know that? Oh, you said, yeah. Like that's so cool. I didn't even know what that was, but then I saw that you were the Guardian, and I was like, oh, that's so fucking dope. Yeah, I see it. So Craft Weaver is the Guardian. I don't know how. I heard him saying like something about it rotates from week to week or something. I don't know how that stuff works, but yeah, Craft Weaver, you're the Guardian. J Hop, you're the Guardian. Comrade B's live. She has a fancy entrance. What's the fancy entrance? What have I missed? What? How do I see the fancy entrance? How did I miss that? I have no idea. I have no idea what any of that means. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started here, guys. We're going to go ahead and get into some debates. If you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live. Send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Can we knock out the daily gift goal? Right now, it's a little pink heart puff, so I'm going to keep resetting those so we can get more push. If you're over on YouTube, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. That thumbs up button will help push the VOD out. W's in the chat as well for Shy Guy. I see you over on Kick. One Mighty Pin. I see you over on Kick. I see you guys over on Kick. With that being said, let's go.
Yeah. Funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot takes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. This ain't rage bait, this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor, healthcare. I don't do surface level, I peel layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers go higher. Chat flying, mods working, crowd waiting. Somebody finna get cooked tonight. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke.
Y'all slap nuts.
Got milk for these oats. Donuts. So pipe down. Yeah, you might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. I don't debate for applause, I debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearsed outrage, I studied the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boost and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch your pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way to be Santana for internet rep, while the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Next, welcome to the ring now. Talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah.
Welcome to the ring now.
Built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts, ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts, so pipe down. Pipe down. You might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana. Bring your sources or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way. You're about to get cooked. You should know who I am by now. What?
Yup. Boom, 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 boom. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, guys. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. But if you're friendly, do all the wonderful things, right? Lock in, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Also, guys, can we knock out the daily gift goal? Or wait, I said that. Send your daily heart me, but share the live to your stories and to your FYP. That's way more important than sharing it to a bunch of random people. Share it to your stories and your FYP. That actually is so much more beneficial. I do want to make sure that all the thumb thugs and the keyboard warriors understand that we don't do the yip yap in the comment section. So I'm making sure you guys know that if we see you popping all that good shit in the comment sections, you will get chin checked, put in the cocaine and clutch, and told to get in the box. We don't care about your feelings from the comment section. We only want the debates. And if you don't have the debates, then we don't want to hear from you. period. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, guess what? You do not have to leave where you are. All you have to do is click the link and we'll get you up here. So guys, please, 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 please click that request button. Get up here. Oh, I guess that wasn't meant to be. Oh.
Hey, Santana, how you doing?
Hello. Are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background?
Wait, where's the background? Do you have the prompt up?
Yep.
Oh,
wait, are you a Trump supporter? That's a easier bar to get past first. Why are you looking at it?
I'm losing support for him. But okay. You told me before, you gave me a reference. I was in a Parker Live and you came up and gave me something to write down, and I freaking forgot what it was. I was talking about like kind of aggressive activism. And you gave me a name or an account, something I was supposed to look up, like someone who's pretty far left. I can't remember.
Oh, probably Sean. Well, commiserate Sean.
Sean, how do I spell that?
Just look up Watch My Legs.
Watch My Legs.
Yep, Watch My Legs.
Okay, man.
Wait, so you don't want to debate?
I don't know if we have too much to debate on. I guess I'm a capitalist, but I think we should improve capitalism in great ways.
Commissar, not commiserate. Commissar.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. All right. I'll go ahead and drop you down. I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissar, not commiserate. I always mess that up. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. The United States of America is an absolute global joke. It's a jokety joke. All right. The most interesting thing about going through this prompt is the amount of people that have come up to debate the fact that they believe capitalism is better than socialism, while not knowing anything about socialism, communism, and barely knowing anything about capitalism. It's so strange. It's so weird, but it's a thing. It's literally a thing. But I do want to speak on the topic of capitalism for a moment. And guys, for all of the people, for some reason, thinking like, oh, you know, capitalism, you know, America, land of the free, home of the brave. We got it. We do it. I got some bad news for you. We just crossed a very, very dangerous threshold. A very, very dangerous threshold for all of my capitalist hawks, for all of my America people. Merry Christmas to you as well. We just passed a very, very dangerous threshold. And that very, very dangerous threshold is one that we have not passed since World War II. This is the U.S. debt, right? And we are on track to break the point where the U.S. debt is higher than the GDP. The information comes from the Congress Budget Office, the Budget of Economic Outlook, and the Office of the OMB. And it refers to the actual trend that we're on and the uptick of national debt, and the fact that the national debt exacerbated by Donald Trump, because Donald Trump has actually added more to the United States debt than any other modern day president. It is skyrocketing, and we are on trend and on track to break this record where we have more national debt than we have GDP. That's bad. That's bad. But that's capitalism. That's capitalism. So for those people who claim that capitalism is the way to go, that America is the best country, like, we can't even get our shit together when it comes to our own pockets. But we want more, you know, guns and ships And so the balance shifts. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
We are Trump.
No, the fuck you're not. And guess who had his finger over the mute button and on the block button? You fuck nugget. Boom. Got you up out the paint so quick. I am good at this shit. I'm telling you, I'm so good at this shit. They have no idea like how I have a fucking system down. Keep playing. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. What's good, my nigga? How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you today, my good sir?
I'm doing fine. Blessed to wake up and breathe this beautiful oxygen.
Okay, that's fine. Anywho, so you're a Trump supporter.
Hell yeah, man.
Okay, all right.
You gotta deal with it, man. We dealt with Biden for 4 years. You gotta take turns, man.
I guess.
Nobody was
anyway, we're gonna get into this. Your New Village. That's your name. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
New Village.
Yeah.
Before we go too far, question for you. Do you know who I am?
You're a young black man who's struggling to grow a full beard. That's all I know about you so far.
Okay. All right. No, I don't know about young and I don't know about struggling, but that's all good. Would you mind if I give you a proper introduction to who I am and what this is?
Oh, yeah. What's good, man?
Perfect. Give me a second. Guys, this is going to be fun. I promise. But let's lock in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah, let me put my chopstick on too, huh? I got some good.
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and like to support the live, guess what? You can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? What up, Kick? If you're over on YouTube and you like to support, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right, New Village, coming back to you. You said that you support Donald Jimothy Trump. So I have the question for you. I heard you talking about Biden and all that other weird shit. I don't care about that. The one thing that I do want to know, and sending you a request to come off mute, is how today, July 18th, 2026, do you still support Donald Trump?
Well, I support Donald Trump because he's doing things the right way, man. The Save American Act is just passed the House. He's got Chuck Schumer throwing farts live on TV, shitting on himself.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there's something wrong there, yo. He's scared. He's nervous. What happens when you throw farts on yourself? You're nervous, right?
So you said the Save America Act. Is there any other reason? FYI, I'm taking notes. So like, I don't try to be concise. I don't really care about like random tangents. Can you tell me the reasons why you still support him today? I got the Save America Act. What else?
Because he's got all the Democrats going crazy, man. They're scared. They're shitting on themselves live on TV. You didn't see that viral video, Chuck Schumer?
Sure. I don't really give a fuck about that. Is there any other reasons that you support Trump besides the Save America Act?
What happens when you get pulled over by the cops? You get nervous, right? Throwing farts and shit. That's what happened to Chuck Schumer, man.
Okay. I'm muting you for a second. I don't know if the rocks are even click-clacking in your mind at the moment or if they're just whizzing past each other and like we just hear the wind, but I need you to lock the fuck in, bub. You're saying random shit that means nothing to me. I don't give a fuck about Chuck Schumer. I don't care about him shitting on himself. I don't care about Trump shitting on himself. I don't care about any of that. What I do care about is you answering the question so we can get to the debate. So I'm going to try again. Why today, July 18th, 2026, Do you still support Donald Trump? The first thing that you said is the Save America Act. Are there any other items that still cause you to support him, or should we get started with just the one thing that you have?
Yeah, he's also transparent, man. He tells us everything that's going on, man. He was on TV. We never saw Biden, man. He's always on the beach chair, developing skin cancer.
Okay. So you said he's transparent. Is there anything else?
He's from New York, man. He tells it how it is. He's real.
Okay. New York.
I like that.
Okay.
I don't like that behind the scenes, hiding closet stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Yeah, there's a lot more. There's a lot more, man.
Okay. Do you want to name those actual things? Because again, you keep going off and saying random weird shit about Democrats that I don't give a fuck about. Fuck Biden. Lock in.
I'm locked in. I'm locked
You're not. You want to talk about everything else except what we're here to actually debate about.
Most for the black community.
Okay. Black community.
He's done more than Obama and Biden put together in their 12 years.
Okay. Anything else?
He actually saved the black college schooling system, man. He saved them. He bailed them out.
Anything else?
So you don't like that he did that, huh?
I legitimately don't give a fuck. I just want to know if you're done naming the things.
So
again, I'm taking notes.
Okay, I agree.
I'm taking notes, and
that's what you're saying, man. You're saying fuck the blacks' educations. That's what you're saying. He didn't say that.
Hey, do you want to debate, or are you here just to be a weirdo? Because if you're here to be a weirdo, you can fuck off. But if you're trying to actually debate, I would like for you to finish your thoughts. I promise you, I'm going to let you embarrass yourself as much as you want. I just need to get past this first point. Not only am I going to let you embarrass yourself, I'm going to embarrass you as well. But I need you to lock the fuck in. Is there anything else that you want to add to the list? I have the Save America Act. You said that he's transparent. He's from New York. He helped the black community. Is there anything else?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot more. I'm going to keep going. He was also sending the national...
You know what? No, thank you. So let's talk about the things that you've already said. Let's start here.
No.
So we're going to start with the Save America Act. What do you know about the Save America Act? Because you said the Save America Act was just passed. When was the Save America Act passed?
Bro, you're running away.
When was the Save America Act passed through the House?
He tried to bring the National Guard to Chicago to stop the black
When was the Save America? When was the Save America Act passed through the House?
You don't care about blacks, huh?
Black these nuts in your mouth. Lock in. Yo, when was the Save America Act passed? You fucking donut.
Try to save black.
All right. See, listen. This is what I'm talking about. They're pathetic. They're literally fucking pathetic, right? Like you're so fucking pathetic. You can't even focus to actually get what you're trying to say out. You're so hyper fixated on black people that you're crashing the fuck out. You came up thinking that the random shit that you were saying was gonna affect me, and since it didn't, you just kept rambling. You guys are weird. Truth, these nuts in your mouth. There you go. Guess who doesn't get to speak anymore? Go cry to your mama. I'm sure she's upstairs. Get out of your basement. I'm sure your pizza rolls are hot. I'm sure the meatloaf is ready. I'm positive. Make sure you wash that crunchy sock. It's okay. Anywho, I would really love to get to some debates. The sad part about that is I actually wrote down the stupid shit that he said, and I was ready to talk about it, but he couldn't actually put together like an intelligent thought. So, Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Trump supporter, hell yeah, disagree, or a combination?
Big Trump.
Big Trump. All right. Would you like to tell me how today, July 18th, 2026, that you still support Donald Timothy Trump?
He tried to send the National Guard to Chicago to stop the black on black crime.
Okay. National Guard to Chicago and black on black crime. Got it. Any other reasons?
Yeah, because the black mayor over there in Chicago, he doesn't want to help. He doesn't want to stop the crime.
Yeah, we've already talked about Chicago. Anything else outside?
Yeah, it's
of,
me, you fucking faggot. It's the same nigga, you fucking idiot. You dumbass.
You came back on another account because you such a little whiny asshat. Not you coming back just so you could cry more. Not you coming back so you could cry more. Oh, listen, you came so you could slur. No one gives a fuck. Listen. I know your father is probably ashamed of you, and your mom is as well. Oh, look. Now the TikTok got you. How fucking obsessed do you have to be? How fucking obsessed do you have to be? Holy smokes. Get out of your mom's basement, bro. Holy smokes. You are so obsessed with black men. I'm telling you, if you're this obsessed with black men, if you're this obsessed with black people, one, you can never be black. Sorry. You just ain't got it. It ain't in you. But it could be. Just not from me. All right? Not from me. But it could be. So if you're so obsessed with black people, maybe actually learn more, grow more. And if somehow, it seems like you're obsessed with black men, the way that you kept coming back to me, I'm positive if you actually stop being such a shitty person, work on bettering yourself, maybe get some therapy, there'll be a black man out there that one day will accept you. If that's what you're into. I'm not into you. I'm not. Just that. Anywho, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. I am only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
You fucking faggot.
You are so obsessed. Holy smokes. Hey, I got a question for you. How much time do you spend in the basement? And also, why are you so obsessed with me? How many accounts do you have dedicated just to come up here and tell me I'm cute? How many accounts do you have just to come up here to tell me that you admire me? Bro, you can never be me. And I have no interest in actually sharing spaces with you because guess what? You're a fucking weirdo loser. That's so interesting. You're a peculiar guy. You're such you're a fucking adult on a whole live crying. You're so weird. Your entire family is ashamed of you. That's so interesting. This guy's so fucking weird. He's such a dork. He's such a fucking dork. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yes. Well, I'm not I'm not arguing about Trump. I'm arguing the prompt. Christians weaponize the Bible. Okay. How's your day going?
Well, it's going well. Or except that weird guy who's super obsessed with me. Besides that, it's going well. How about yours?
It's going great. Love to talk about Jesus Christ and God.
Praise him.
It's wonderful. Yes. Mm-hmm. Why do you think Christians, weaponize Christianity?
Yeah. The reason why I say Christians weaponize Christianity is because throughout the history of the world, we've seen Christianity specifically be used to do things as far as like genocide, colonization, a multitude of things that has overwhelmingly harmed not only the world as a whole, but even today it's currently being weaponized when you talk about the queer community and when you talk about women's rights. So when it comes to the weaponization of Christianity, it's something that has been the most negative impacting factor the most negative tool used throughout the history of the world.
Do you think we can twist anything to be like our liking, and we can say we are something that we are not?
Maybe, but I would love for you to give me your counter as far as why you disagree with the prompt, since I laid out what I said.
Gotcha. I disagree because a real Christian, the Bible talks about, false prophets and false churches, right? And we have people that might interpret the Bible to fit their narrative, right?
Mhm.
In some instances, to then go out into the world and dim it on people. But God says, "Love thou neighbor," second commandment as the highest as first, right? Which is loving Him. And if you're saying someone is a Christian because if it weaponized the youth of the Bible, then therefore they wouldn't be a Christian, because the word is against what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're deeming that the people that weaponize the Bible aren't actually Christians?
Yes.
Give me that Bible verse again one more time.
The Bible verse for what?
The one that you just said that verifies that they're not Christians.
False prophets?
Mm-hmm.
Got you. One sec.
W's in the chat for Rachel for the $5 donation. Mad Pad. Mama Pad. Sorry, Mama Pad. W's in chat for Mama Pad. Did you see Raccoon in Seattle with the short spine syndrome? His name is Jimothy. No. Is that where it is? I saw that shit on the internet. It was so weird. It was like the little fucking compressed raccoon. That's weird. Hold on one second. W's in the chat. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you so much, Rachel. W's in the chat for Adam. Thank you so much for the one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to keep cooking them. You know how we do. W's in the chat for Adam. Thank you so much for that $1 donation. Let's make sure that we're all caught up everywhere else. It looks like we are. Oh, W's in the chat for W's in the chat for One Mighty Pin, who gifted a sub to Ruger. W's in the chat. Guys, if anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Also, let's get the knock out the daily gift goal. It's a little finger hearts. Can we please knock out the finger hearts and only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. All right, I apologize. You said it's what?
Okay, look at Matthew 7:15 through verse 20. Matthew what? I'm sorry, the sound drowned. Matthew chapter 7 through verse 15 through 20.
15 through 20? Okay. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. 45, 47. All right. Let's get this on the screen. All right. Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, and inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do not pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles. Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but bad trees bear bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them. Yeah, so this doesn't say anything about them not being Christians. This talks about the fact that people will come and be deceptive. And let me finish my sentence, and then we can rebuttal. This talks about the people who are out to lead others astray. The first thing that I think of course, is like members of the church, right? The bodies of the Christ, or body of Christ, as far as like, you know, pastors and things like that, who preach things that aren't necessarily godly, and things that would actually, they would pretend as if it's a, you know, a benefit for the people. Let's say like someone who says that you need to tithe multiple times a day, or you have to give a certain amount, and they're saying that this is of God, but then they turn around and they buy like a Rolls Royce and things like that. But this doesn't say that, you know, people aren't Christians.
Well, we can. Well, the Bible never says who is a Christian or who is not.
You're correct.
But we get from the indicators, and we get from the scripture. We know who is of not the Christian faith, who teaches bad faith teachings in the name of the Lord, but it's not of it. That's what Matthew 7:15 is talking about.
Oh,
it's talking about
again. No, that's not true. I mean, like
your interpretation is different. You just said it's talking about people displeasing and disservice to a God, right? To our God. You just said what I just said.
It literally, yeah, it's teachers. It's not talking about individuals. Teachers are preachers. They're the leaders. Like literally, literally, there's multiple like religious contexts and studies that talk about Matthew 7:15, including the Bible Project, which gives more context, and then also supporting verses. They talk about verse 15, verse 16 through 18. They talk about verse 19 through 20. Like there's also, they break down the verses within that, but then they talk about like how all of this speaks to the people that are leaders, not the individual people.
I think you're a little confused.
No, I think you are. I mean, I read the verse. I not only read the verse, but I know the verse, but I'm looking at the actual not cowardly. The scholarly context that's listed around it through multiple sources. So
yeah,
like where did you get your source from that dissects this actual verse?
Well, we have interpretations, like
right. Where did you get your interpretation from?
The Bible.
No, I mean, what scholars have you referred to when it comes to this actual chapter and verse? Because I mean, I'm interpreting the chapter and verse as well, but I mean, if we have like a difference in opinion on the actual chapter and verse, then wouldn't it be better for us to actually revert to scholarly reviews of the actual text?
Well, you already conceded earlier.
What did I concede?
You conceded because you said they are leaders. You said these people are leaders, and they go and they say things in the name of God, but
yeah,
they are being false, right? Hold on. And then you said
that doesn't. No. Maybe you're confused. Again, I said that these are leaders of the church, leaders of the body of Christ, like preachers. I'm not talking about anyone that would identify themselves as a Christian. That's different. Your whole thing, the point that you've been arguing, is that Christians, anyone that's engaging in these type of atrocities, would not be a Christian. I'm telling you that the verse that you just gave me to support that actual thought does not support it, because this does not say that anyone that would consider themselves to be a Christian. This is specifically talking about the leaders of the church.
Well, they wouldn't be leaders of the church because it says false prophets.
Yes, this is referring to people that would be leaders of the church. Watch out for false prophets who would lead the church.
Watch it. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep clothing, but inwardly
we just read it together. I'm so confused as far as why you think reading again is going to actually do something different. We literally just put it on the screen and read it together.
Because you're trying to conflate something.
I'm not conflating anything. I'm telling you what I got when I read it, but then I'm also telling you what the actual scholarly text says. Like even Sharing Bread supports the idea as far as what you're looking out for. They also give 2 Corinthians 11:13-15 as far as talking about the apostles and how you can actually understand the apostles and the ones that are of Jesus versus Satan. They give another one, which is Acts 17:11. talking about how the people that are supposed to interpret the scriptures and to see if it says if what Paul said was true. Like, again, this is literally talking about the people that are supposed to lead the church, which are preachers. So
when you're a Christian, you're supposed to spread the word of God. You understand that, right?
Yeah, yes, you're supposed to go out and spread the actual word of God. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
Again,
So you would be a preacher, right?
Can you give me anything? Can you give me anything that talks about all Christians, not the leaders within the church? Because what you said specifically talks to the leaders in the church, and it's not just me saying this. There's multiple theologians who are backing this up.
What theologians? You keep on saying that, but you
haven't. Yes, I told you there's a study that comes from Sharing Bread. There was, not a study, but an actual breakdown of the chapter and verse from Sharing Bread. There's also the Bible Project. Who else did a breakdown of this? Omis Bible Browser did a deep dive into this verse in this chapter. So there's multiple scholars that have the information listed as far as what this actually means, and then how do you actually support it? Like, again, like, this is who is this? D.L. Moody, and then also Charles Spurgeon. Those people are the ones that are like giving the context and doing the complete analytical breakdown of Matthew 15 through 20. Yeah. Jeebus. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Shout out to Tiffany. Tiffany sent a YouTube membership subscription. W's in the chat for Tiffany. Thank you so much for sending out that YouTube membership subscription.
Then we also can go to John 1:4.
Wait, just say it again. You cut out. I can't hear you when you back out.
Yeah. Then we also could go to John 1:4.
You mean John chapter 1 verse
1 John 2:4. Yeah. 1 John 2:4.
So first John.
Yeah. 1 John.
You're giving 1 John what?
I said 1 John, 1 John and 1 John, the same thing.
It's not. Also, you said John 1 first, but 1 John what?
Anyways, let's not get to semantics.
Oh, no. We have to, because, like, seriously speaking, wow. I'm not like trying to say, this is literally how the Bible is listed. And it's always just kind of it perks my ears up when people say things like 2 Corinthians or, 1 John. Anyway, what's the rest of it?
Say again.
What's the rest of it? 1 John's what?
1 John, chapter 2, verse 4.
Okay, so 1 John's 2:4.
1 John 2:4.
Okay. All right. Let's look at this. Let me put this on the screen. Let me change the Bible version back to New King James. There we go. All right. All right. 1 John's 2:4. Whoever says I know him but does not do what the command. Whoever says I know him but does not do what he commands is a liar, and the truth is not in that person. Okay.
Boom.
How does that
Just like,
how does that say anything about who is or is not a Christian?
well, it does, because it says whoever says, I know him, I believe in Jesus, I'm following Jesus, right? But does not respect his way and the wording of the word he has given to us is not therefore a actual Christian. I can say I'm a Christian right now, but guess what? If I go against the way of life, if I go against the way of the Bible, the way to get to God, the way of Jesus Christ, then I am not a real Christian. I am a liar.
What do you do if you sin?
What if I do if I sin?
Yep.
I repent. And repentance is a way of changing
and so
your life.
when
Hold on.
what do you hold on.
on.
Repenting, what does that entail?
It entails changing your whole life for Jesus Christ.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Show me where it says you just believe it.
When you
Christ.
repent, you have to confess, you have to ask God for forgiveness. You are supposed to change and do better. But the thing about Christianity is that we fall down, but we get up. There's no expectation of being
That's your
perfect, and there's no expectation
of the Bible.
I'm still speaking, still speaking, still speaking.
You didn't let me speak.
Still speaking. And so the premise that someone can actually, quote unquote, not follow the teachings of the Bible, or like this says, does not know what he commands, right? This doesn't say follow. As a matter of fact, I got it one more time. Whoever says, I know him, but does not do what he commands is a liar, and the truth is not in that person. Right. So with the actual premise of do what he commands, are we referring to the 10 commandments, or are we referring to all of the commandments?
All of the commandments.
Okay. How many commandments are there?
There, I say 10.
There's 10 commandments.
10 commandments, and there's new commandments.
No. Answer the question directly one more time. How many commandments are there?
Let me look at it. I don't know from the top of my head.
613.
613.
613 commandments. So I just want to make sure that you understand what you're saying is anyone who doesn't follow all 613 commandments are not Christians. Is that what you're willing to stand by? I desperately need you to come back into the app and answer that question.
I think you're making a straw man here.
No. I'm not.
You're making.
I'm literally not. Hold on 1 second.
Santana,
Let's put it back on the screen one more time. Wait. No. Let's put it back on the screen. It says whoever says I know him. Hold on. Whoever says I know him, but does not do what he commands is a liar, and the truth is not in this person. You said that this verse is proof of people not being Christians. I verified with you. I said, are you talking about following his commandments? You said yes. And so the actual amount of commandments is 613. So by you saying yes, you're saying that anyone that is not following all 613 commandments are not Christians. That's what you said.
Well, when we talk about follow, we talk about repentance, right? And there's two core commandments we must follow in the Bible, right? Hello, are you here, Santana?
I'm letting you speak. You just saying like,
got you.
Finish. You keep complaining about me interrupting.
Okay, got you. So, anyways, if you say, well, I'm a lukewarm Christian, right?
Mhm.
I believe in God, right? But you're only doing it for a gain of political gain, or you
Mhm.
do it because this might influence a war on your side, right?
Mhm.
And it says shall not kill, and God says shall love one neighbor, and God says shall not seek revenge. And when we're going into the New World Testament, when Jesus has gave his sins for us, right?
Mhm.
And you go against those principles, right? The principles that have God gave us, right, and weld into us. And then you go back and say, I am a Christian, you will be a liar.
Mhm. So what you're saying is you don't have to follow all the commandments. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying you have to have a noticeable change and be with Christ, have a relationship with Christ to be a Christian. Just simply saying
So
I am a Christian.
again, I'm
is
a
not
little bit
good enough.
confused. I'm just trying to verify what you said with this verse that you gave me, not you talking about something else. With this verse that you gave me, are you saying that we don't have to follow all the commands?
I'm saying you have to follow.
You have to
the
follow all
commandments.
613 commands.
You have to follow the commandments of the two cores.
The commandments of what?
The two core commandments.
What are the two core commandments?
First is to believe in God and to love thy neighbor.
So the only commandments that you have to follow is to believe in God and love thy neighbor.
Yes.
And anything outside of that, you don't have to follow.
And let me tell you why I'm saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you believe in God, you are following all his commandments.
Nope. That's literally not it.
What do you
That's
think?
literally not it.
Santana,
So
Santana,
again, so now you're saying we're going back then. We're going back. Nope. Don't Santana me. Don't Santana me. We're going back to what you just said. You said if you believe in God, then you have to follow all his commandments. So we were talking about again, 1 John 2:4. Whoever says I know him but does not do what he commands is a liar, and the truth is not in this person. So I go back to the question: do you have to follow all of the commandments? What you just said, you went in around and came right back to it. You said if you believe in God, then you follow his commandments. So you are confirming that you have to follow all 613 commandments.
Yes.
Perfect. So your premise is if you are not following all 613 commandments, then you are not a Christian.
No.
You're contradicting yourself.
I'm not contradicting myself.
You're literally contradicting yourself.
Santana, you're not listening. I've been saying the same thing over and over again, and you keep on deflating to the same point you have got waddled on 7 times.
It's a tracking issue on your part, bud.
I think
you can't track. You can't even track what God is
in this moment.
You can't track. You're a bad Christian. Like you're a really bad Christian. You're a really bad Christian.
You have no religion. You think you're God.
You don't know anything about my quote unquote religion.
Santana, I have watched you multiple times, right? You say Christians have weaponized faith, and then you go back and say Muslims haven't, right?
No, I said I don't give a fuck if we talk about Muslims. As a matter of fact, let's do this, because the whole point that you're trying to get across is that these people aren't Christians. You can't verify that these people aren't Christians because you have nothing to back it up. Because if you continue down the logic train that you've tried to go down, is saying these people are not Christians, then that means anyone that's not following the 613 commandments, they're not Christians, and I'm going to hold you to that. You can't substantiate that. You can't substantiate that. So let's get back to
your interpretation of what I said. That is not what I have said. I keep on telling you that.
Okay, give me a syllogism. Give me a syllogism.
Like I have said that.
Give me a syllogism.
So
give me your
what I'm saying is,
give me your syllogism. No. Listen to what I'm saying. Give me a syllogism. Give me a P1, P2, P3.
What I'm saying, follow the commandments of God. There's 2 core commandments you have to follow.
No. Hold on. No, I don't want you to just ramble off stuff. I want you to give me your syllogism. P1, P2, P3.
Okay. So, if Jesus is real, right, and you have to follow him, if you are repentance
Jesus
and you have
is real, you have to follow him. Okay, that's your P1.
if Jesus is real, you have to follow him. Second,
Okay, what's your P2?
to follow Jesus, you have to give your old life of sins away and repent to him, right?
To follow, you have to give away your sins and repent.
Give
Okay.
away your old life of sins and repent to him.
Old life of sin and repent. Okay, and what's your P3?
And Pete, I thought it's only 2, and then you make a conclusion.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. What's your conclusion?
And then my conclusion with that being is, if you are following Jesus, right, and you have gave your old life away, then you are a Christian, right?
Okay.
Because you can't just say a lukewarm Christian is someone that says, I'm a Christian, but does not do the steps that gets to Christ, right?
Okay.
So if I'm saying I'm a Christian, I have to.
Yeah. So
I have to take that initiative.
Just to verify, right? Let me make sure that I have your conclusion properly documented. But give me your conclusion one more time. I want to make sure I didn't fuck this up.
Do you want to make sure you're not sure you can mess it up?
No, I want to make sure that I have your. I don't want to misinterpret your words. Give me your conclusion one more time, because you started rambling.
When I said in the beginning, to be a Christian.
Yeah, P1, if Jesus is real, you have to follow him. P2, to follow, you have to give away your old life. You have to give away your old life of sin and repent. Your conclusion.
Right. My conclusion is that with the courage of Jesus, when you follow Jesus, right, when you're
rambling, I need you to be very concise with your conclusion.
Well, the Bible's not concise. So
I need you to. The Bible's not concise, but syllogisms are. I need you to be very concise with your conclusion.
So to do that, you give away your old life and you follow Jesus. A lukewarm Christian says,
No, stop.
I have not gave away my old life.
Stop. Why are you like randomly adding other shit on? So just to make sure that we have this is your syllogism. This is your syllogism.
Let's hear it.
P1, if Jesus is real, you have to follow him. P2, to follow him, you have to give away your old life of sin and repent. Conclusion, give away your old life and follow Jesus. That's your syllogism, right?
I wasn't done. You interrupted me.
No, because you don't get to ramble with the conclusion. Just to make sure you understand with the syllogism, P1, it states in general the broad truth of the rule. Right. So your broad truth is, if Jesus is real, you have to follow him. P2 is the minor premise. It states the fact or the case to the actual P1, which is to follow him, you have to give away your old life of sin and repent. P3, conclusion, the logical result that bridges the general rule and the specific fact. Give away your old life and follow Jesus. So you're saying the only thing that you have to do to be a Christian is to give away your old life and follow Jesus. So now, with the syllogism that you gave, tell me how anyone who has, quote unquote, given away their life and follow Jesus cannot engage in anything along the lines of genocide, i.e. the Crusades or colonization. Anyone that has, quote unquote, given away their sins and following Jesus, because the entire premise behind genocide and colonization is to, quote unquote, spread the word of God. So now tell me how that thing is not Christians weaponizing the Bible.
Well, Santana, you just said it yourself, right? If I will give my way to Jesus and I would change my old life of sin, right? I still will have temptations. I'm not saying your temptations will be gone, right?
I need you to answer my question directly.
Okay.
We're not talking about you. We're not talking about temptations. We're talking about how, if by your syllogism,
Santana, I'm going
By
to
your
answer your
wait,
question.
I'm gonna finish my sentence. By your syllogism, if Jesus is real and you have to follow him, you have to give away your old life of sin and repent, and then in conclusion, give your old life and follow Jesus. The Crusades, literally, they did that, and they were killing people in order to spread the premise of Jesus Christ and to push back on other religions. And colonization, the conquistadors that came to Turtle Island literally came to find gold and spread Jesus. So how is it that these people are not Christians? Hell, we could talk about today when you talk about the actual people that look to disenfranchise women in the trans community or the queer community. They say that they are Christians and they follow Christ, and their Bible says that you should not quote unquote murder. Therefore, murdering a baby is wrong. They're weaponizing the Bible. So can you tell me how these people aren't Christians?
Santana, this gets to the point of your interpretation of what you think is or is not the Bible. You think that because some things you don't like is the weaponization of the Bible. I'm not saying that when we're talking about abortion.
Do you like genocide?
Like but hold on, I'm not.
Do you like genocide?
Santana, I'm arguing your abortion.
Yeah, I hear you, but do you like genocide?
But I do not. If you're talking about the turtle thing and stuff, I will say
the turtle thing. No, I'm saying, do you like genocide?
The Turtle Island. Is that what you're referring to?
Answer the question directly. Do you like genocide?
You cannot ask me a bunch of questions. And
it's one direct question. You're saying that it's things that I don't like. Cool. Do you like genocide? Kara, thank you for the train.
Jesus is not like unjust genocide.
Answer the question. Are you Jesus? Are you proclaiming to be Jesus? Did you just call yourself Jesus?
God gives us the word, does he?
Did you just call yourself Jesus?
I don't know. Did I? I think.
So are you Jesus? Is that what you're saying?
Santana, can we roll the clip back? Did I call myself Jesus?
You said Jesus does not like, and I've been saying, do you? So unless you're telling me that you're Jesus or you're just not answering the fucking question, then what are we doing? So to be clear, are you Jesus or are you just not answering the question?
I answered your question.
No, you didn't.
If I'm a follower of Christ, and if Jesus does not like it, I do not like it either.
So you don't like genocide?
No.
Okay, perfect. I don't either. So you sitting here saying like, oh, things that I don't like or whatever. What about colonization? Do you like colonization?
I think we can know we don't like colonization.
Okay, perfect. So you don't like colonization. So you sitting here saying, well, you're just saying things that you don't like. No, that's not true. I'm literally talking about things that have been done in the name of Jesus, in the name of Christianity, in the name of the Bible. And you can say that I do or don't like it. I'm telling you, this has literally been the justification for these causes.
The justification doesn't mean it's right.
I never said anything about right or wrong. I'm telling you that this is the justification. That's why I said they weaponize it. I didn't say that it's used correctly. I said it's weaponized. That's the intent of weaponizing something is finding justification to do the thing.
When you weaponize something, are you telling a false truth?
It depends on what the thing is.
When you in the weaponization, you don't have to weaponize the Bible if the Bible tells you to do that thing, right? But if you're saying, I think from this conclusion of my interpretation, I'm going to take the context to put this and put my own conclusion towards that, I am weaponizing the Bible. I do not have to weaponize the Bible if this the true word of God, right?
You keep trying to pretend as if I didn't answer your question directly. It depends on what the thing is.
I got you there.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. I've already answered your question. I literally answered your question.
Answer it again, then.
I literally already answered your question. You're trying to reframe it. It's still the same answer. It does not matter.
You gave me this first time I came on here, Lord.
It does not matter if something is true or false. It does not require something being weaponized does not require it to be true nor false. So no matter if the Bible is true or false, that does not stop it from being weaponized. And I don't believe in the Bible. It's a fairy tale book, and it's not even as good as Harry Potter. So again, answering your question directly, anything can be weaponized. It does not have to be true to be weaponized. It does not have to be false to be weaponized. That is not how weaponization works. Come back in the app.
Santana, you didn't understand what I said, did you? Because you just completely went off and talked about something.
Don't worry about it. Give me a second here.
Santana.
Don't worry about it. I'm not even gonna play this game. I don't have to. Nope. Stop. Nope. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna play it back. Stop. We're just gonna play it back. Stop. Why do you keep coming off mute and saying random shit? Stop. We're just gonna play it back. I don't have to actually. Oh, you don't understand. We're just gonna play it back. Be quiet.
Santana.
Yep. You're muted. Stop coming off mute. I got it. Don't worry about it.
Santana?
Yep. You're muted. Like genocide.
The Turtle Island.
Answer the question directly. Do you like genocide?
You cannot ask me a bunch of questions.
Is that what you're saying?
Santana, can we roll the clip? Jesus does not like it. I do not like it either.
Name of Christianity and the name of things that have been done in the name of Jesus, in the name of Christianity, in the name of the Bible, and you can say that I do or don't like it. I'm telling you, this has literally been the justification for these causes.
The justification doesn't mean it's right.
I never said anything about right or wrong. I'm telling you that this is the justification. That's why I said they weaponize it. I didn't say that it's used correctly. I said it's weaponized. That's the intent of weaponizing something is finding justification to do the thing.
When you weaponize something, are you telling a false truth?
It depends on what the thing is.
When you in the weaponization, you don't have to weaponize the Bible if the Bible tells you to do that thing, right? But if you're saying, I think from this conclusion of my interpretation, I'm going to take the context to put this and put my own conclusion towards that, I am weaponizing the Bible. I do not have to weaponize the Bible if this the true word of God, right?
You keep trying to pretend as if I didn't answer your question directly. It depends on what the thing is. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. I've already answered your question. I literally answered your question. I literally already answered your question. You're trying to reframe it. It's still the same answer. It does not matter.
You gave me this first time I came on here, Lord.
It does not matter if something is true or false. It does not require something being weaponized does not require it to be true nor false. So you said, do you have to weaponize something if it's true? And I said multiple times, it doesn't matter if it's true or false because that's not a requirement of being able to weaponize it. I answered your question multiple times. I answered your question before you said it. I answered your question after you said it.
Santana, I think you're so confused on what I'm talking about. I think I have to keep on explaining because you're just so lost. When I'm saying the Bible is the true word, right?
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
That's just your opinion. Well, guess what? If I die and if God's not real, I just die. If you die and God is, you go to eternity of fire.
I don't.
Yeah, so I have no risk.
I don't.
You do. So, anyways, let's go here, Santana. Right? If I write down my name, right, and I say my name is Quran, and you go around telling people his name is Quran. You don't have to weaponize my name to be something else. You don't have to say, oh, because I said I spelled my name in like a puzzle, right? And you say, oh, I figured out the puzzle. This is his name, right? But if
your analogy is shit, your analogy makes no sense. It makes none. Your analogy makes no fucking sense.
Whatever, Santana.
No, I'm telling you, your analogy doesn't make sense. You're trying
Santana,
to.
If I have
that your analogy shit. Try another one.
Okay. So if I have my name and someone says my name is this, they would not be weaponizing my name, right? Because my name is Quran, right?
No, you dingleberry.
Right.
No,
So what I'm saying is,
no, I'm saying you don't understand. Your example is shit. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you. Weaponization of a name. I'll use what you're trying to say. I got you. People weaponize Donald Trump's name. I need you to come back in here and hear me. Like, you keep teacupping. I need you to hear me.
I can hear you when I'm out.
Yeah, that's fine. Lock in. People weaponize Donald Trump's name. People weaponize Donald Trump's name. I'm currently reading Regime Change Inside the Imperial Presidency of Donald Trump. And it specifically talks about how Stephen Miller weaponizes Donald Trump's name. And he weaponizes it in truth and falsehoods, meaning that when Donald Trump says he wants something done, Stephen Miller uses Donald Trump's name to push things through to get it done. But he also weaponizes Donald Trump's name to push through his agendas. And it's something that he specifically wants. He's so aligned with Donald Trump that he tells people this is the direction of Donald Trump, and they believe him because of his alignment with Donald Trump. So that's Stephen Miller weaponizing Donald Trump's name in truth and in falsehoods. Do you understand? You have to come back into the app. Respond to what I said.
I was muted.
You were out of the app. Respond to what I said.
No, got you. You're talking about the weaponization of Trump name, right? And you're saying calling me, guys. Stop calling. And you're saying that to weaponize something, it can be true or not. Is that what you're saying?
Respond directly to the example that I gave you, the analogy that I gave you. I took your analogy and I gave you that. Respond directly to it.
Well, you didn't give me my analogy because you didn't know I was going with.
I took your name analogy because the one that you gave was shit, and I cleaned it up and gave you a real analogy of how that works. Now respond directly to it.
Santana, if you believe God's not real, why?
No, I need you to respond directly to the analogy.
Can you repeat it again?
No, I can't because you weren't listening. That's why I said stop going out of the app. No, thank you.
It was so bad, Santana.
No. You're just stupid. The analogy was actually perfect. You saying, can someone weaponize my name if it's a puzzle? That's not how weaponization works. And that's a fucking bad example. Holy fuck. You provided nothing at all to this live. And that's why people call you guys bad Christians. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and you'd like to join the live, you can do so. All you have to do is click the link in the pinned message, and I'll get you up here. As a matter of fact, I'll drop it in the chat again. All you got to do is click the link and it'll bring you to the live. You don't have to leave where you are. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. Just like Laugh Out Leslie. What up, Laugh Out Leslie? Thank you so much for the $5 super chat to say, if you're struggling to say no to a question, like asking if you like genocide, you need more. You need to reflect on more. Wait, you need to do more than just reflect on what makes you a good Christian. Facts. W's in chat for Laugh Out Leslie. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. How are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? How are you Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. I don't know what that treasure chest thing is that just popped up. That's interesting. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
No, sweetheart. Sorry, just tapping.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I know his account said that he was a troll, but also if you went and looked at his videos, he was absolutely a religious fanatic. Like he absolutely was a Jesus zealot, right? So yeah, super fan box. What is a super fan box? I don't know what this means. One people can collect the coin. I don't know what the fuck that means. Oh, infamous bud. Is there an infamous bud in here? Is there an infamous bud? Infamous bud. Apparently you can collect a coin if you hit the super fan box over at the top corner. I don't know what it's only you. Only you can actually collect the coin that's in the box. Oh no, they sent. What am I talking about, Patty?
You don't know what you're talking about. No, infamous bud is who gifted it. Whoever claims it gets to be your super fan for a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
W's.
That's all I wanted.
I appreciate you, Patty.
No problem. Bye.
I guess somebody go grab that super fan. I mean, it's up there. You know, you got to click up there. W's in the chat for infamous bud. All right. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Okay, I'll take that as a no. Let's take a moment to reset. Guys, the United States of America is a global joke. The reason why we're a global joke is for a multitude of things. And the fact that capitalism is a failure. It does not compare to socialism or communism. We've already covered that. Like, it's not even close. Democratic socialists are up, right? Dem socks are up. You know how you know that they're scared of democratic socialists? One, Donald Trump is trying to portray democratic socialists as communists, which that's just not a thing. All right. They're not communists. It's not a thing. But Donald Trump and the Republican Party is trying to portray democratic socialists as communists, right? He's been speaking on this, talking about this. This has been his push, and he's going to use this as the midterm rolls forward. This is Trump talking about democratic socialists.
On communism, you've been issuing a wake-up call to Americans at home about the dangers of communism, and now you're speaking on the world stage. What's your message to people both living under communist and socialist regimes, but also people living under democracies like in Europe and America who might not have realized how close communism has come to home?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. But look, I want to get the word out because what's forming is communism in the country. Communism's easy to sell. I would be the greatest communist in history. I'd be right up there with Lenin. I'd be as good as anybody. You've got free rent for the rest of your life. What they don't say is that you'll be living in squalor in 12 months. You've got the free house. Would anybody like to have a free house? We'll take it away from somebody. We'll give it to you. You'll have murders all over the place. Communism's a disaster. It's been proven to be for thousands of years under different names, but same thing. It's very important. And, you know, it's funny. One of the reasons I do so well with Hispanic people, I set a record, Republicans. I get great numbers for the election, helped me get elected in a landslide. The Hispanics, because a lot of them came from countries that were essentially communist. You know, whether you call them radical socialist or communist is not that much, but there's a little difference. When they say social democrats, we're social democrats, it sounds so nice. It's not nice. It's a very dangerous term. So I do talk about it, and I talk about it on TikTok, and I talk about it everywhere. I talk about it here. And you're right, it has become international, but it's never worked, and it's not going to work. What is working is the United States. So think of it, we have more jobs than we've ever had. People are making more money than they've ever made. I'm talking about workers now. I'm talking about workers. They're making higher salaries than they've ever made before. It's just the best system, and it's got flaws, but everything's going to have a little flaw, but it's been amazing. And when I watch what's happening and I see these lowlifes getting, I mean, they're lowlifes. I watch them. I know good people. I know quality people. These are essentially lowlifes. And when I see what they're talking, I think they're very dangerous in many ways. And I've said it. And then I said, boy, that's a pretty big statement. Then I realized, a couple of people said, I think you're probably right. I think this country, with this thing that's going around, is in more danger than it was during World War I, World War II. If you talk about September 11th, if you talk about Pearl Harbor, that was big danger. I think the concept of us going communist, because one thing that happens when you go communist, you never come back, never comes back. You die in squalor. You die a horrible death. You die in squalor, and it gets very evil and very nasty.
So that was Donald Trump on communism. One, he doesn't know what communism is. Two, he's perpetuating the lies of the Red Scare. And three, this is something that is becoming more and more, quote unquote, mainstream, right? It's becoming more and more mainstream. And Donald Trump has been pushing the message out, but also Fox News is leaning into the Red Scare. We understand the Fox News base is filled with older people, and older people tend to lean into the Red Scare. But this is what Fox News is saying as a follow-up to what Trump is talking about.
We're going to defend our history, our heritage, our property, and our values. And if New York City falls, it's dominoes. So you got to stand your ground. We're not going to apologize. But these people do have more support than you think. They have support in high places.
This is your way of celebrating America. The White House did it much differently with the UFC fight. What did you think about that?
I know. It was a travesty.
Yeah.
What else can you say about it? It was embarrassing. I was embarrassed to be an American.
The media has been so focused on the reflecting pool, they didn't see communism coming.
That was Jesse Waters on Fox News talking about Zoran Mandani in New York, calling him a communist and all this other stuff. To be completely frank, people are scared because they don't understand, and even more so, establishment Democrats are scared as well. So it's not just the Republicans that are fear-mongering, it's also the establishment Democrats, because there is a group of establishment Democrats that have signed on a pledge stating that they pledge to fight off communism. They pledge to fight off communism. That's their pledge, right? The entire premise of democratic socialism has them so terrified that they are going out and just making shit up. So to be clear, oh, guys, sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Sorry. All right, guys, we're gonna get back into it again. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Let's see here. Over on YouTube, we have Justin. Justin, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can. Justin, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I disagree with the background. I am not a Trump supporter.
Okay. Which point on the background do you disagree with the most? Where you'd like to start?
I think probably the most reasonable place for us to start is a mutual agreement out of the respect of what you're preaching about the fact that Donald Trump is a betrayal of this country. I do not disagree there, but I like to establish, a sense of common ground before I debate. So we are in agreement there. Do you understand, sir?
Yep, perfectly fine. So which point on the background do you disagree with the most? Where you like to start?
America is not a joke.
Okay, but that's the headline. The points of the other five. I mean, like disproving the points would disprove the overarching topic.
No, understood, and it's not as if you don't have legitimate critiques of our government and the bullshit that we engage in. That said, just that headline, I think, is more inflammatory than it is explaining the situation that we're in. I believe fundamentally that the country we exist in, despite its flaws, is still resilient and a beacon of freedom and democracy. Now,
yeah, and I disagree with you because of the 5 points on the background. So understanding that you and I are disagreeing on the overarching topic, which point on the background do you disagree with the most? Where you would like to start?
Well, which one would you like? Clarify for me which one you would prefer to address first.
I don't care, but if you're going to make me pick, well, let's talk about white people embracing white supremacy.
That's fundamentally wrong, and it's a betrayal of the founders of this country were white. They were slave owners. They were white supremacists by nature, but they forged a document that
excluded anyone that wasn't a white man that owned land. Yes.
Yes. And what was it? The 2/3 compromise or whatever.
3/5 compromise. Yeah. What was the purpose of the 3/5 compromise?
To better represent southern states that obviously we had a civil war over, and I'd like to think in the story arc of this country
can you be more specific about what the reason behind the 3/5 compromise was?
It was to better represent southern states that owned people irregularly and were in desire of equal power that they did not deserve.
Yeah, the southern states wanted to make sure they had proper representation, so the northern states didn't actually take away their ability to own slaves. More people were living in the north than in the south, and so they wanted their slaves to be counted for their actual ability to vote, but they didn't want the slaves to be able to vote, and they didn't want the slaves to be taxed, even though they were deeming them to be property. So the 3/5 compromise gave the South the additional voting power needed to ensure that the North didn't end slavery, while also ensuring that they didn't have to pay taxes on owning slaves.
Understood, but you do acknowledge that this country fought a civil war that was rooted precisely upon a rejection of that notion.
No.
So what would you believe that the Civil War was fought over?
The Civil War was fought over the fact that the South wanted to be able to continue slavery, and Northern states were not interested in continuing slavery. Northern states weren't even interested in the premise of slavery when after the Revolutionary War. The colonies, the original premise of the colonies, one of the biggest driving factors of the colonies actually breaking off was the fact that they wanted to continue to engage in chattel slavery. And in
100%.
Great Britain, they wanted to actually get away from chattel slavery. And so that's one of the driving and main forces behind why the Revolutionary War happened, because slavery had made the South insanely rich through cotton, tobacco, and sugar.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
so
sir.
what happened is the North, who already had, certain states already had freedom and independence and all this other stuff for Black people. They didn't want to acquiesce to the rest of the country just because the southern states were infringing. They were implementing like slave catching laws, and they were coming into other states and taking free Black people and then selling them into slavery, even though they had already been freed, or they were like freed. And so the actual fight ended up coming down to certain people that no longer wanted it. And even the president of the United States of America, that's our president, at that time, Abraham Lincoln, was not advocating nor actually wanted to free the slaves. He just wanted to make sure that he could save the Union.
But the Emancipation Proclamation is an actual thing.
Yeah, but it didn't do anything.
You're not in chattel slavery, sir.
Do you think the Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves?
No, I don't believe
what did the
that.
Emancipation Proclamation do?
I believe it set in forth a motion that we are continuing to progress through. Your grievances are
Can you
valid.
tell me specifically what the Emancipation Proclamation did?
It at the very least, what it did was proclaim that men are created equal.
No.
At the very least,
No.
The fundamental underpinnings of the proclamation was that.
No.
And we've seen progress.
It was not. Why do you keep talking when I've already said no? Like, you keep trying to
I'm sorry,
bulldoze
sir.
past the point that
I'm
I'm
sorry,
saying that's
sir.
a
I'm
no.
not. No, sir. No, sir. I'm
Were
not
you
trying to
ignoring
be.
me saying that's not true?
No, sir. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Obviously,
No, it's not about being disrespectful. I'm just saying, like, it seems like you're ignoring me telling you that you're wrong, and you're still talking about it. What the Emancipation Proclamation actually did was say that any actual state under the control of the Union, then slaves were free. But the reason why the Civil War continued.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have tried to talk over you.
The reason why the Civil War continued and Black people were still enslaved for another 18 months after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation is because the issue wasn't about the people that were enslaved under the control of the Union. It was about the people that were enslaved under the control of the Confederacy. So it actually just said anyone under the people that were under the control of the Union, they were no longer slaves. But again, they had already been not only freed within the Union forces, but fighting in the Union military. So it was just a grandiose declaration of nothing.
So is it your position then that the Civil War was fought? Why do you believe the Civil War happened?
Because the South wanted to continue to have access to free and cheap labor.
And do you believe that the Civil War was won righteously, as in like the victors of the Civil War, the northern states, so to speak? Do you believe that they were incorrect in their behavior, or do you believe it to not be something that demonstrates progress in a union?
I'm confused. So are you trying to say, do I think that it was a good thing that the North fought against the South who wanted to keep slaves? Is that what you're saying?
I'm asking you whether or not you believe that the Civil War was fought and won for a valid reason.
No.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because having people enslaved has never been valid. So no, there shouldn't have been a necessity for a civil war, because people should have never been enslaved based on just being black.
And on that premise, we agree. But you know, the idea of slavery based upon race is intrinsically a sin of our country. There is no debate about that. Whenever we look at the history of slavery,
Give me a second here. Hey, John, fuck off, or you will be blocked. Stop being a weirdo. Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's all good. You know, the intrinsic sin associated with American slavery is that it was racially based. You know, whenever we look back on history, all the way back to Rome, you know, slaves of any race or ethnicity or anything, they were just slaves. America has to own our intrinsic sin associated with the way that we've treated men like you.
Yeah, well, and that's why I'm saying the United States of America, white people specifically embrace white supremacy, because you can talk about the original sin of the U.S. I mean, hell, chattel slavery isn't even the original sin of the United States of America. It's literally the genocide of indigenous people on Turtle Island. But like,
no doubt,
the United States of America has never been a country that has actually stood up and made the injustices right that they have engaged in, and specifically what white supremacy, even after the slaves freed themselves and there was a short period of Reconstruction, it was followed by reclamation, Jim Crow, slave laws, black codes, pig laws, you know, segregation. Hell, even with the Civil Rights Act passing, today the Civil Rights Act has been gutted. Black people have been targeted.
By
Black
the
women
Supreme
specifically overwhelmingly have been targeted, where over 400,000 black women have lost their jobs. Black unemployment has skyrocketed. The black maternity, the black maternity mortality rate has increased. Like, all of these things are still persistent and consistent. We even got fucking Nazis, white nationalists marching in Washington, D.C., and the president of the United States, the entire government is not saying anything about it, but yet they're holding a whole conference talking about the leftist terrorism, the political left that's terrorizing people, but yet we still got the KKK, who's not even listed as a terrorist organization. The country has embraced white supremacy. White people have embraced white supremacy because white people are not fighting white supremacy, because white supremacy doesn't negatively impact white people.
Well, listen, I'm not going to disagree with any of what you just said, because what you just said, you know, preach, because what you're advocating is true. My fundamental difference is that I believe in my heart of hearts that this country will continue to progress despite the setbacks that we experience and that we have. And it happens because of men like you and men like me that have different experiences. I'm a white man. In no reality can I ever even imagine being of your skin color and fearing the police and the brutality and the violence that has been initiated against your people, your self-esteem, and your dignity. So that aside, and I know that's a big aside. I'm not trying to discount things. Instead, I disagree. I don't think this country's a joke, because whenever I go to other countries, and I'm in an active state
You're
of
running from
death.
the topic. Like again, you keep going back to the country not being a joke. In order to prove that the country isn't a joke, you have to disprove the points, not go back to the overarching point of it being a joke. I do want to say, how do you actually dismantle white supremacy?
I believe that it takes white men to acknowledge their privilege, and to have honest conversations with men of difference, both of opinion, but also, more importantly, the people that we are neighbors with, our community. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The race massacre was an extremely violent event, and it left scars. And as a local historian, I've interviewed plenty of white old heads who will blame the
destruction
blacks.
of Black Wall Street is just a blip in the history of the United States of America. I mean, it's no different than what happened in Seneca Village or at Lake Lanier, or what happened in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's also no different than what's happening on the island of Puerto Rico. It's no difference than, like I said, the original sin, the actual slaughtering of indigenous people up and down the Americas. Like, that's like, yes, Black Wall Street, absolutely a travesty, but it's par for the course. It's normal when we talk about the United States of America. Again, I want to go back to, what do you have to do? How do we actually dismantle white supremacy?
Like I told you, these types of conversations, men, specifically white men, acknowledging their own inheritance of that violence, and having civil dialogue. So
you just got to talk about it. White guys got to get with white guys and talk.
No. It ain't a matter of just talking about it. It's a matter of acknowledgement. It's a matter of accountability. It's a matter of being decent. It's a matter of teaching our sons to recognize that they have their inheritance is one that is fundamentally scarred. So you keep going back to that question. How do I dismantle?
Because you're not directly answering the question. I know you may feel like you are, but you still haven't done so.
I apologize, sir. I guess maybe I'm not equipped to better provide you an answer. I can only just tell you that I think the best way for white supremacy to be disassembled requires white people, specifically white men, to come to the exact same realization of history as a learned man such as yourself. And if that is an adequate answer, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm not.
You have to dismantle whiteness as a whole. In order to actually dismantle white supremacy, you have to dismantle whiteness. The actual premise of whiteness being the default, and the premise of whiteness being the differentiator between everything else. The entire system of race is constructed around whiteness. So in order to actually dismantle white supremacy, you have to dismantle whiteness, right? That's where it's rooted. Now, there's a bigger issue, and I've been listening to you, and you, for some reason, you keep saying, you know, men like you, men like me, men. You know what's more prevalent than like racism, or capitalism?
Probably misogyny,
which is
hatred, or rather a discounting of women.
The patriarchy. The misogyny is a
Patriarchy
tool of the
exists.
patriarchy. Yeah. So, like, for some reason, you've been like, for some, like, excluding women in our entire conversation. I don't know if that's because you've directly been speaking to me or if it's been intentional, but like, the dismantling of the patriarchy is a mandatory, right? The only way that you can have sustained dismantling of any of these other social systems that continue to disenfranchise and marginalize people is by dismantling the patriarchy as well, right? So you talking about like men, no, women, right? I mean, we have to talk about the consistent and persistent role that white women have played in the upholding of white supremacy and whiteness. We also have to talk about the inverse, where Black women has literally been the ones that has been abandoned by everyone. They've been abandoned by white women in the suffrage movement, when women were supposed to have some type of solidarity, and when white women realized that Black men were going to get some type of, you know, rights before them, they completely abandoned Black women and said, hey, we need to stick together as white people, telling the white men that. And then at the same time, Black men abandoning Black women in that same vein, in order to acquiesce to the patriarchal system, in order to say that, you know, we need to be men, we need to be dominant, women are less than. So addressing the actual premise of like white supremacy and whiteness, it's rooted in dismantling those things, but even more so rooted in dismantling the patriarchy, and also elevating those voices, specifically Black women that have overwhelmingly been disenfranchised by race, racism, capitalism, sexism, all of it. So like, that's where we have to start. We have to dismantle those systems. You have to fight against that. You have to educate yourself. You have to talk about it. And then you have to actively elevate those voices to dismantle it all. You can't just talk to white guys.
I understand, and the premise of my conversation revolves around me being direct towards you. I'm not oblivious to the intersection of oppression that exists, especially when you're compounded by being a woman and being Black. And hell, I mean, you know, the worst possible outcome here is that you're, you know, you choose your gender to be different, and you have all these compounding factors. This is not lost on me. You know, I read a great book, and it's one I'll recommend to you. It's written by Dr. Judith Butler. It's called Gender Trouble, and it talks about that dissection between biological sex and gender identity, and the way that we will conflate them. These things aren't lost on me. I understand precisely what you're saying. I don't believe, for me as a white man, I have any dignity or right to try to build a bridge across a gap that I can't understand. I can't understand what a Black woman goes through. I can understand, though, what guys that look like me go through. So I'm better equipped to have that conversation.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that even more of a reason for you to do so?
I've tried.
If you're sitting here saying that you can't understand the across the aisle to, you know, Black men, specifically Black women, wouldn't that be the reason for you to actually focus on that instead of going to a comfortable spot and focusing on where you think that you can focus. Like, I'm not saying that you don't need to talk to white people, specifically white men, because you do. I think only white men are going to listen to white men. But I think before you actually say, oh, I'm just going to talk to white men, maybe you need to actually bridge the gap in your understanding with black people, with black women, and then you can try to figure out how to best convey that information to white men. Because going to white men without understanding, conveying the proper information, that's just harmful.
Sir, I you know, we don't know each other, but your assumption that I haven't done due diligence to better understand or connect or have respect for people who look different from me is irregular. I don't know why you feel obligated to have that assumption.
I'm not making an assumption. You said that you can't understand these other minority groups, and
maybe
that's why I made that
maybe saying understand is not the proper choice of words. I can't empathize. I can sympathize. There's a difference between empathy and sympathy. Right? Empathy is being able to place yourself in the shoes of another person. Sympathy is a recognition of someone's sorrow or pain. I possess
question
sympathy.
for you. Why do you think that I've been talking so much about like black women and indigenous people? Because I'm not a black woman and I'm also not indigenous.
Because you're a smart, learned gentleman of letters.
It's because I not only quote unquote sympathize, but I empathize with them. I've been able to learn more, study more, and so I put myself in their quote unquote shoes in order to connect. I've learned more about the different injustices, the struggles, and the way that they've been disenfranchised, so I can properly speak for the community when it's necessary, and then also know when to elevate their voices when necessary as well. So saying that you can't empathize with someone just means that you have not tried to completely understand the struggles that they live with.
No, sir. The exact opposite. A recognition of empathy is not disrespect. It's a fundamental truth associated with the way the word is defined. You can empathize better than I can with those communities because I am a white man. Now, I can sympathize, and I do. And I've listened. I've read. Some of the best pieces of poetry I've ever read in my life have been written by black women. But as a white man, I have no right to do that. I cannot pretend for 1 second that I can ever place myself in the shoes of someone who has experienced the type of abuse that you or a black woman has suffered.
I think you're missing the point.
Well, fundamentally, I think we might disagree, but I hope you understand our disagreement is not one based upon disrespect.
Yeah, because, it's fine. I mean, I'm good with all the niceties. I would even be good if you were being disrespectful. Like that doesn't matter to me. I don't like take offense.
Well, it matters. It matters to me.
I legitimately don't even care about that. What I do care about is like being able to get through like empirics and like really be able to speak to, what actually is or is not, right? And so you saying that you can't empathize, are you saying that white people can't empathize with any marginalized communities?
No, they certainly can. One of the best ways for us to empathize is poverty and being poor. And
so class reductionism.
Oh, well, sure. Here's the fact of the matter. Poor people get shit and struggle daily, as Immortal Technique told us. You know, you can take the boy out of the trailer park. You can't take the trailer park out of the boy. And even though I've led a life of privilege, I like to think that I was self-made. But poverty in this country, being poor, I believe that to be way more true.
Yeah, class reductionism is one of the most harmful ideology, because it insinuates that like all these things are equal because of class, which is not true.
I agree.
The fact that, you know, the gender wage gap is not class reductionism. It's literally based in the patriarchal system. The fact that, you know, black people growing up or being relegated to certain areas, being redlining and all of that, that's not because of like class. That's literally due to racism. So trying to perpetuate like class reductionism and say that that's the best way for someone to empathize is absolutely incorrect. And I'm not saying, like, I think you're missing the point. I'm not saying that you have to be able to say, I understand black women. That's not empathizing. That's not empathizing. I also don't think that you ever need to be able to say, I feel your struggle, sister. But you being able to say, I understand what black women have gone through. I understand the way that black women have been disenfranchised. And I also understand what I need to do as a white man to not only use my privilege to protect black women, but to use my privilege to elevate the voices of black women. That's what empathizing with black women or black people or any marginalized community as a white man looks like. It's not you sitting here saying, well, I get it because, you know, I too were this or that. It's just understanding the different plights, the different ways, and then looking to not only use what you have to protect them, but use what you have to elevate them.
And I don't think that we're too far off on agreement there. What have I said that has suggested otherwise?
You said you can't empathize with them.
Well, I say that out of reverence and respect, and maybe that term or way of framing it doesn't settle well with you, but for me, acknowledging that, you know, here's the thing: worse things have happened to better people than me in my life. And I recognize that. That's a creed that I abide by. And it's not because of race. It's not because of being poor. It's just an acknowledgement that people have experienced things I'll never be able to understand. Now, I can acknowledge it, I can accept it, and I can love it. Let's return back to the point. America is not a joke. America
you haven't gotten through
is
the point about like white people embracing white supremacy. Why you keep trying to go back to the overarching point without dealing with the topic at hand?
Well, I mean, the banner is literally America is a
Yes,
joke.
that's the overarching point, and the way that the topics to debate are the 5 that's under them, and the way that you prove that it's not a global joke is by picking a topic and defeating the topic. Do you think that you've proven that white people don't embrace white supremacy?
No,
Okay, so are you
I don't believe
conceding
that
on the premise that white people embrace white supremacy?
All white people?
Are you embracing? I'm sorry. Are you conceding that white people embrace white supremacy?
I will concede that there are white people who embrace white supremacy,
So you're
and a
conceding that
lot
white
of
people
those
embrace
white
white
people
supremacy?
are in control. No, I will concede that a lot of white people embrace supremacy, and they have entire command over most chambers and offices of our government.
This is not talking about the United States government. This is not about the government. This is about white people. The statement is,
it's about America.
The statement is white people embrace white supremacy. So one more time.
Do you believe I embrace let me ask you, do you believe, after our civil conversation, do you believe I embrace white supremacy?
Yes.
You believe that in your heart of heart?
Yes.
Give me just a simple 2-sentence explanation.
I believe that you embrace white supremacy because you haven't been able to tell me what you do to actually dismantle white supremacy.
I'm floored, honestly.
Okay.
I think I maybe expected a little more much.
You said 2 sentences. I gave you a concise point as far as why I said that you embrace white supremacy. Tell me how you fight white supremacy on a day-to-day basis.
You just said no. The only thing you said after me laying out my vulnerabilities and my honesty, you have discerned based upon no objective reason to suggest that because I refuse to believe that I can empathize.
Tell me how you fight white supremacy on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. One, I do my due diligence every single day from a voting, sir. Did you have a question?
Said, what does that mean? You do your due diligence on a day-to-day basis.
I think I was trying to explain. I do my due diligence on a daily basis to try to ensure that my son, that the community that I live in, recognize that there is something inherently wrong with our republic, that it has been fundamentally rigged against minorities in particular. I vote probably the exact same way that you do. I initiate change by having conversations at my city council. I ran for office one year. Wasn't successful, but my goal was to try to do my civic duty to ensure that progress can be advanced. And at the end of the day, I like to believe that I do not believe that I'm supreme. Sir, in our dialogue right now, I don't believe I'm better than you. I don't think I'm smarter than you. I don't think I have an edge on you. You know, whenever you talk about what am I doing to fight white supremacy, what am I not doing? Be specific. What would you like me to otherwise do?
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the 5 things that you stated that you do to fight white supremacy on a day-to-day basis is that you talk to your community about how things are wrong when it comes to marginalized communities. You said that you also vote. You said that you speak at the city council. You said that you ran for office, and then you also don't believe that you're quote unquote supreme. And those are the 5 ways that you fight white supremacy.
Well, those were 4 points, but yes.
Okay. I thought that was 5. Which 2 did you combine?
Neither here nor there. But
Okay, that's fine.
please address
Yeah,
them.
sure. A couple of quick questions just to verify to make sure that I have a full understanding of you and you know how you do these things. Number one, what is race?
Biologically, it's defined by most notably genetics that result in higher or lower melatonin production within skin.
Okay.
But traditionally, it's defined by you're black, I'm white, that's a Mexican, etc. Not that that's the type of way that I traditionally would define it, but I mean, does that satisfy your inquiry?
Yeah, as far as answering that question, sure. Question, how many races are there? Or can you name the races?
The racists are generally the whites. If you mean by races as in RACES, as opposed to having the IST at the end. No, I don't believe that I could. You know, geographical
How many
distribution.
races can you name?
I'm a little confused on what direction we're going here.
Don't worry. I don't need you to figure out the direction. I just need the answer to the question. Again, I'm just trying to get a better understanding. You gave me the things that you do to fight white supremacy on a day-to-day basis. I'm verifying just a couple of things so I can speak directly to what you're saying. And the only thing that I need, that's fine. The only thing that I need right now is just for you to tell me, like, if you don't know how many races there are, that's fine. How many can you name?
White, black, Indian, Chinese, Slavic, African, Haitian, South American, Native, geographical distribution of populations have caused, that biological evolutionary response to where they live and where they come from.
Okay.
So I can't give you a number. I can't say, oh yeah, there's 24 races or something.
That's fine. Who created race?
Biology.
Okay.
Not it wasn't divinely created. It was just a result of, the further people went up north, the wider they got. Because as a learned man, you know how biology works. If you spend 100,000 years north of the equator, you're going to be more white than someone who is enduring the sun all day.
Okay.
I mean, where are we going?
I'm almost done. One last question. Can everyone be racist?
I don't. That's a good question, and I'm stumped on that. And the reason I say that is because, do I believe a white person can be racially discriminated against? I'm not. If white people have control over the entire system, can they be racially discriminated against? So no, I my gut just between you and
the
I.
question isn't can white people be discriminated against. The question is, can everyone be racist?
I think everyone can have and possess hatred towards another race.
Okay.
Does that mean racism as an institutional thing? That's neither here nor there. But
So you believe in
can
interpersonal racism, meaning like person to person?
No, yes, but I also believe that institutional racism is a very real thing.
Okay, cool. That's what I needed. All right. Let me say thank you to a couple of people, and then we're going to talk about what you just said. W's in the chat for S Dizzle for the $5 super chat. Say 5 to start to kick fun of a non-debater who came to quote unquote apologize. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's what it is, but we're going to get into it. W's in the chat for Adrian for the $5 donation said, not surprised Trump is so good at perpetuating Red Scare. People don't realize Joe McCarthy and Trump had the same political advisor, taught the same oligarchical ways of politics. Facts. That was in the chat for CD for the $5 donation saying, haven't seen you talk about this in a while, but Trump just reduced two national monuments, which they were on native land. He's stolen millions of acres from indigenous people. I have to look more into that. I didn't know that he did that. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm gonna look into that. And W's in the chat for Jacob for the $1 donation. Jacob, I'm gonna keep that to myself because that's gonna tie into the conversation that we're having, but you're cooking. You're cooking. W's in the chat for Jacob. Guys, if anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. W's in the chat for Kelly over on Twitch for the 5 cheered bits to say drop kicks in and starts blasting pockets full of glitter. Razzle daddles, cuties and beauties. Let's talk. Take a mental minute from the donuts and hopefully everyone's having a wonderful, sexy Saturday. And remember to stay amazing and litty. Dolphin dives off the stairs, exploding into glitter. And then W's in the chat as well for Kelly for the additional 5 cheered bits to say, hey, donut caller, don't forget, we as humans couldn't even make it to 4 people before we start murdering. Oh yeah, that was earlier with the Bible guy. W's in the chat. Guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 300,000 likes over on TikTok. And can we knock out the Let 'em Cooks? We've been moving kind of slow with the gift code. Can we knock that out, please? Please knock out the Let 'em Cooks. Keep tapping the screen. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you haven't followed me yet. Hit that follow button. We only got 27 new followers on the stream. I'm positive that we have more than 27 people that haven't followed me. So hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when I go live. Also, Devin's in the chat for Jacob. Jacob sent a $20 donation. Different Jacob said, I know black people labor is never free. So here's some since you're constantly educating me. I didn't know I had white privilege till I watch you. Love the content, love supporting the black creators. You're amazing. Thank you. Holy shit, Jacob. Thank you so much for that. Like that means the world to me. You're absolutely kind. I'm so happy that you've been able to learn anything from any of the lives that I've had. And last but not least, you are absolutely right. Black people labor is not free. And Deb's in the chat for the Galaxy. Thank you. And black people labor is not free. And I'm happy to see people starting to recognize that more because, you know, just as a sidebar, you know, I love everyone, but it seems to me that the unequal distribution of support seems to happen around black creators. And I just appreciate the hell out of people that recognize that and also look to uplift black creators in different ways of support, whether that's showing up and watching their lives, tapping the screen, sending gifts, or even sending donations so we can continue to do the things that we do. So W's in the chat for Jacob and W's in the chat for everyone. All right, so let's dig into what you just said. Let's start.
Before we do that, I want you to also understand you have a new follower and you have a respecter right here, buddy. And I'm so glad that you're thriving. So don't get it twisted. People need to like, subscribe, keep giving this man money because he's cooking. So let's get back into it.
That's what's up. All right. Starting with race. You said race is biological genetics with the higher and lower melatonin in the skin. Couple of things. No, but just no. That's just like really wrong. It's not genetic. Race is not genetic. It's not biological. Race is a social construct based off of the socially acceptable phenotypical characteristics, right? So it's not based off of just your DNA or something like that. It's not even based on DNA, because if you look at the actual genetics, you have people that are like Indian. I'm sorry, not Indian, but Asian. Talking about specifically from India, but Asian that have similar genetics from people in Africa than certain people across the African country. So like, no, that's not it. Also, it's not melatonin, it's melanin. So that's wrong.
Yeah, I apologize
No worries.
for that.
No worries. So also there, I said, how many races are there? You couldn't name how many there are, but you named as many as you could. You said white, black, Indian, Chinese, Slavic, African, Haitian, South American, Native. No, there's 5 races, because race is a social construct. The United States of America recognizes 5 races. There's a difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. White, black, those would absolutely be races. If you talk about like Haitian, that would be a nationality, right? So there's a difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. I said, who created race? You said biology. When people travel north, they got whiter, and that's how it goes. No, that's wrong. Race was created by a Portuguese man by the name of Gomez Inez de Zurara. He was a chronicler for Prince Henry the Navigator. He was actually commissioned to document the difference in order to justify chattel slavery. So prior to chattel slavery and Gomez Inez de Zurara, people identified through different ways. They could be Jews and Gentiles. They could be Greek. They could be Roman, but they were not classified by race. After Gomez Inez de Zurara, the publishing of the Papal Bulls, they were then classified into the different racial categories that we currently have. You also, I said, can anyone be racist? You said everyone can be racist by having hate towards other races. No. Race is not predicated on hate. Race is not even, it can be a part of it, but it's not a requirement. I'm sorry, hate is not a requirement of racism. And so it can be a part of, but it's not driven to it. In order to be able to use the mechanisms of racism, you have to have the access to the benefits of racism. Race and racism was created to uphold whiteness, and the only way that you can actually weaponize the tools of racism is to be able to capitalize on it with whiteness. So if you're not white, you cannot capitalize on it, i.e., no, black people can't be racist. Anyone that's non-white can't be racist. They can have bigotry, they can have hate, they can have prejudice, they can have triangulation where they weaponize tools of white supremacy towards other races. But unless you can fully use the mechanisms of race and racism to your benefit, there is no way that you can actually, quote unquote, be racist. That's a lot. What are your thoughts?
In no reality would I be able to have a child with a white woman and have a black child. Okay. The characterization of race as being a social construct is just fundamentally biologically wrong. I cannot produce a black
white child.
They can. Well,
can
I don't know what their
white skin.
Can it be lighter skinned?
White
yes.
Skin. Can 2 black people have a child that has your same skin tone?
Can 2 white people
answer the question that I
have
said. Answer my
ask
question.
mine. But I'm the one
No, because the
initiating,
white gene is
sir.
recessive.
Sir, out of respect,
The white
out of
gene is
respect.
recessive. No, you can't do it. Now answer the question. Can two black people have a child that has your same skin tone?
Likely.
Yes, not likely. Yes. The white gene is recessive. That's why you can't do it. It's not genetic.
But no, that you just characterized it as recessive.
Yes.
In terms of genetics, and then you immediately said it isn't genetic. Do you understand the disconstant?
I'm not talking about whiteness in the sense of genetic, but I'm talking about the actual genetic traits.
No, you are. You're precisely talking about it. You
I
just
got you.
defined
Don't
it
worry
as
about it.
such.
You're not actually understanding what I'm saying. The actual phenotypes.
Sure. Let's move the goalposts again.
The actual phenotypes that are categorized to deem what whiteness is are recessive. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's a reduction. Yes, it's a reduction of skin color, that was biologically and evolutionarily based. It wasn't a social construct.
It's literally a social construct that was created and documented.
No.
Tell me prior to Gomez, Inez,
the reaction.
Tell me prior to Gomez, Inez, Days of Rara, where people were classified as white or black.
Europeans in the north and Africans in the south.
Were they categorized as white
Plenty
and black? Answer the question.
Yes.
No, they weren't.
And I will.
No, they weren't.
No. Listen. Pliny the Elder, in the first encyclopedia ever written, Naturalis Historiaris, talks about Ethiopia. He talks about black skin, okay? Versus whenever he categorized the world and its inhabitable zones, okay? It's not as if he just made that shit up. He didn't socially construct it. Who cares about Cortez talking about white people?
Hey, I need you to lock the fuck in. Right now, you're having what's called an amygdala response. You're having an amygdala response because your entire reality has been challenged, and you think that you're learned and you don't know what you're talking about. You're flabbergasted that every single thing that you said was wrong, and now you're vehemently trying to fight it and reject it. I'm not saying
I'm simply advocating that race is not a social construct.
Race is
it's a biologically.
It is not.
Okay, so you are socially constructed to be black.
If it's biological, then why is it that black people can have white skin?
Why is it impossible for me to have a black son?
Because the actual phenotypes that are categorized as white are recessive within genetics.
And so you are now admitting that genetics are a part of the issue.
What makes up phenotype?
And you but you are conflating.
Hey, stop. You're
yes,
not
sir.
listening.
Yes, sir.
What makes up phenotypes?
Genetics.
Okay. The concept of race is the grouping and categorization of acceptable phenotypes. So I'm not saying that genetically there aren't specific characteristics. I'm saying the grouping of those actual characteristics is what categorizes race.
Okay, I think I think I understand what you're saying.
The point that I'm getting to is I'm not telling you that Black people in the sense of skin tone or the shape of our nose, or, you know, the shape of our eyes or our hair texture or things like that. I'm not saying that you know, has never existed prior to race. I'm saying that it was never categorized as race. When you talked about, you literally talked about Europeans and Ethiopians. Prior to the construct of race, they were Europeans and they were Ethiopians. Were there differences in their phenotypes? Yes, but there was never a classification calling Europeans white and Ethiopians black prior to Gomez, Inez, de Zurara. Were there documents noting that people had different characteristics than other people prior to the creation of race? Yes. But I'm saying the social construct, which is the grouping of those phenotypes, was documented by Gomez, Inez de Zurara. He put it in the Papa Bulls that were published in 1455 and 1457, and they used it to justify chattel slavery.
And I think I understand now what your point is, and I apologize for the back and forth, and I apologize most importantly for me raising my voice. I think I was pretty clear whenever I talked about like slavery in the Roman Empire, whenever it wasn't based upon race, versus American slavery, which was defined by racism. So this whole downward spiral of a conversation about biology versus categorization and social concept. Sir, I have listened to you.
You're
Sir,
rambling. You're rambling. The point that you and I are disagreeing on is you're saying that race is biological, and I'm saying it's a social construct. Can you lock in on that point? Do you still believe that race is biological, or do you disagree with me still as far as it being a social construct?
I think that my objection is the form of the question. I believe that we both understand that there is a biological and a social constructed element associated with race. And I don't believe that it is necessary to have a debate about the difference, because it will not advance our understanding of the situation. I think it's just a peculiar argument.
Give me a second. Can you see like the screen right now? You can see me and everything, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
Give me a second. I'm gonna put something on the screen that I usually put up is like a visual aid to get a better understanding of this, and then maybe you and I can go from there, and then you have more of an understanding as far as what I'm saying. So give me 2 seconds here.
All right, I appreciate the blessing.
All right. Let's see here. First and foremost, do you know who this is?
Don't think so. I mean,
okay. His name's Logic.
No.
What race would you say Logic is?
I mean, looks maybe Hispanic.
Hispanic is not a race.
Maybe
Hispanic
sir,
is an ethnicity.
What? Okay.
White,
listen.
black, indigenous, Asian.
Indigenous. He looks indigenous to me.
How does he look indigenous?
I don't know. I mean, he seems like a fine-looking gentleman.
Indigenous to where?
I don't know who this man is. This is the first time I've seen him.
I'm not saying you have to know who he is. I'm saying
no.
you said
let
he
me
looks indigenous.
fucking answer.
You said he looks indigenous.
Let me
Indigenous to
answer.
where?
I would assume in the Americas.
So he looks like, oh, okay. So he looks like indigenous people that were colonized in the Americas.
I mean, colonized or not, he seems as if he's indigenous, more indigenous than my ancestors were. But what are we doing here?
Give me a second here. Give me a second here.
Is this man a celebrity?
That doesn't matter. So you're saying, you said that he looks indigenous, right? So what I just want to verify, because I put this up. I said, what race is he? You said that he looks indigenous. I just want to verify.
Well,
this is also someone who would be categorized as indigenous. Are you saying that he looks similar to her?
Yes.
You're fucking lying. Tell me how he looks
How
similar
am
to
I
her.
lying? I don't know. Parademia, or whatever they call it, your cognitive recognition of faces and the way things are structured.
What about
again, by
her
biology
and him presents to the world the same?
I mean, there's nothing unique to her that suggests to me that
The phenotype
she's
that
any more
classifies her
indigenous.
deems her to be indigenous. Yes.
Sure, sir. Where is this line of inquisition going?
At this point, I was literally trying to be good faith and show you why race is
I gave you a good.
Now, either you're being bad faith or like this is worse than I thought, because if you're telling me that you would think that both of them present to the world the same and that both of them present as indigenous people.
Why? Because one guy has a hat on with some glasses, and she is beautifully created, wearing what I would assume to be traditional to her tribe. Do you believe in your heart of heart that anyone is incapable of recognizing someone to be a little bit different from themselves? Yes, sir.
I think
I am
this has
responding
nothing
to
do
you
with
in
the
good
hat
faith.
or what they're wearing. This has
No,
everything
you
to do.
did. The juxtaposition. No,
this has
sir.
nothing to do
No,
with the
sir.
hat or what they're wearing. This has everything to do with you being
No,
a disingenuous POS, because you're trying to pretend as if for you to say that this white man is indigenous just so you don't have to deal with the topic at hand. That was so he looks like you. He fucking looks like you.
No, he doesn't. I look like a cancer victim that's about to die. He doesn't look
You know
like
what?
me.
That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna continue to play these stupid games. I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm still gonna get through my point. It's perfectly fine.
Are you
fine.
angry?
It's perfectly fine.
Tell me the truth. What is his ethnicity or
I'm gonna tell you,
race?
but you have to wait, because now you're playing stupid games, so you're about to win a stupid prize. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Jesus, I'm playing stupid games.
Yes, you're playing stupid games, so you're gonna win a
get
stupid
angry.
prize.
Stop acting with anger towards me.
The only reason that you're quote unquote getting anger is because you're disingenuous as fuck. Not because of what you're saying. It's because you're disingenuous. You're pretending now as if you're trying to weaponize incompetence. And I've been up here talking to you long enough to know that you're not incompetent. I know that you're not
No. You
incompetent.
just
You're being disingenuous. And the thing that pushes my buttons more than anything, because I can deal with stupid people, but I can't deal with disingenuous people. And you're being disingenuous as fuck because you're not stupid. I know that you're not stupid because we've been talking. So that's why you're getting this response now, because you're being disingenuous. And I don't like that shit at all. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't even care. I'm going to get through what I have to say. But like I said, you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. And guess what? It's time
I'm
to
not out
actually
to win
win
a
a
prize.
stupid prize. Guys, we officially have the Kick Fund open. You guys know how this goes. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is how we do the Kick Fund. We have a $150 bounty on his head. If you guys want him gone, then all you have to do is hit the pay links and we will get him about the paint. Now, what I was saying.
No, listen, I'll leave the paint. I'll leave the paint right now.
What I was saying is, oh, you're going to run because you know you're wrong?
No, okay, so I'm going to stick around as long as you'll have me.
The way that this works, right, with the Kick Fund is that the only thing you have to do is 1, don't antagonize the chat. 2, don't be insufferable. And 3, be factual. This has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with the chat. The only thing that you have to do in order for them to not kick you is to not do those 3 things. As long as you engage in good faith and they want to keep you here, then you get to stay. This has nothing to do with how I feel. So all you have to do is engage.
I think I've been very respectful.
This is on you. This is literally however you move forward. I'm going to finish my point.
I believe that I have been respectful and honest. And your accusations of me being disingenuous, listen, you pulled up a random picture of a random man and asked me a question. And I mean, is he not? I mean, what is
all right? So you think that he looks indigenous? Cool. No. Most people, when looking at the way that he presents to the world, would deem him to be white. All right. So let's take a look at most people who aren't being disingenuous. That's the only grouping of people that would actually not deem him to be white. What about this person?
No, this is
that's on the screen now.
This is entrapment.
What about this person on the screen now? It's not entrapment. You just like it
is. It sounds like you're the one over there playing games.
So you don't want to engage. What about the person that's on the screen now?
He looks black.
Okay, so he looks black, but then the other person looks white. Fuck what you're saying. I'm not gonna go with indigenous.
No. You believe that to be true. I don't know.
I'll give it to you. You're saying that the other guy looks indigenous.
You know, I live in Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma. I interact. No. Listen to me for a second.
I don't care about your cool story, bro.
I live in Oklahoma. I know Native Americans. I have visited reservations.
Story. I don't.
Well, if you knew even a slice of it, you would know and you would recognize that I have a level of discernment whenever it associates with recognizing whether or not someone is indigenous,
So
because I
obviously you-
actually
obviously you
interface
don't.
with that.
Obviously
No,
you don't
sir.
because
No,
you're
sir.
wrong.
No, sir.
Obviously you don't because you're wrong.
You don't
I'm gonna
believe
go
I
ahead
do.
and finish my
You
point
don't
now.
believe I
don't
do.
care-
You
I
don't
don't care
believe
about your
I.
cool ass story, bro. I'm gonna finish telling you what I was saying.
Okay, of course you don't. Of course you don't, because now you're angry.
This person you said
He looks black.
Yep, he looks black. The other person you said he looks indigenous. You're wrong. Both of them have the same parental makeup. Both of them have one parent that's black and one parent that's white. So if both of them have the same type of genetic makeup from their parents, where one parent is black and one parent is white, why does one person present as being black and the other person present as being indigenous to you?
Because I've already told you this. Why do you talk in circles? Because of the level of the pigment in the skin. Why is that
so do they have different levels of quote unquote pigment in the skin? If
because
both of them
he looks more black
listen to
than
the
other
you
guy.
Donut. Why is it that
Oh,
why
Jesus.
is it
Calling
that
me
they
a
have
donut now.
different levels of quote unquote pigment in their skin if they had the same racial makeup when it comes to their parents?
Because maybe their father had stronger genetic material that deposited within that womb. I have no freaking clue.
It's because the
This
actual
is this.
phenotypes that classify the actual phenotypes that classify into the white categorization are recessive. You know what else is recessive?
You?
you fucking mediocre ass white man. Fuck off. Holy shit. W's in the chat for the donos. I didn't even get time to update it, but you guys cleared that out. You guys cleared it out. Thank you. W's in the chat for the kick fund. We cleared that out. When I tell you, like, I can do a lot. I can absolutely do a lot. I can put up with a lot. I can literally deal with stupid. I can deal with stupid. I can deal with hateful. I can deal with racist. But I cannot deal with disingenuous. I cannot deal with disingenuous. He was absolutely a sore loser. He was absolutely a sore loser. For him to come up here and say that logic was indigenous, I have never fucking heard someone try to pretzel their way into that. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And then he's like, well, I just want to say you got a new subscriber in me, and I don't believe the white people. I don't believe America's a joke. I know you're still listening. America's a joke because of disingenuous POSs like you. You mediocre ass white man. God damn it. He said logic was indigenous. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for all the donos. We're gonna I'm gonna get to the thank yous here in just a moment, but let's see if we can get another debate going first, guys. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me, knock out the donuts for the donut, and go ahead and do all the wonderful things. I don't think this person's going to load, which is a shame because it seems like they were waiting for a while. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? You immediately teacupped. You immediately teacup. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and kick you. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. He said I should have showed a picture of Parker. Well, Parker wouldn't fit because Parker doesn't have the actual parent makeup. Like, I don't think this person's gonna load either. I've never had to go through like the actual, like, usually people just, they get it, right? And the fact that like Lenny Kravitz and Logic, who are famous people, some people do or don't know, whatever, but like it's never gone to where they just didn't accept it or understand that. But he was so hell-bent on ensuring that he wasn't proven wrong that he started lying and he started running. He started fucking crashing out when I told him everything that he said was wrong. That was the problem. FYI, we didn't get to talk about all the other wrong shit that he said. The fact that he said that when I said, how many races can you name? He said white, black, Indian, Chinese, Slavic, African, Haitian, South American. Like, we didn't even get to that. And we didn't even get to the fact that he said that, race was created by biology when, white people traveled north. Like, that's the shit that I'm talking about. And like him wanting to get back to the topic of America becoming a global joke, he was so locked in on that. And you want to say, well, I was going to other countries and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You traveling to other countries does not defeat the point. And if you can't address the point on the background, then you can't defeat the point. And being disingenuous doesn't do shit. Anywho, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. While we wait, let me go ahead and thank a couple of people. Let's see here. W's in the chat for Virginia. I didn't see the super chat, but I'm sorry. I meant to make sure you guys knew we only do Kick Fund through the pay links. We can't do it through the super chats, but I appreciate the hell out of you. W's in chat for the $4.99 super chat to say Kick. Also, love you, dude. I love you too. That was in the chat for Sid for the $5 super chat to say the Dunning-Kruger is very hard for this man. When I tell you, he pretended to be so scholarly. He pretended to be a bastion of knowledge. And he pretended that him saying, well, I want to start off by finding compromise, and I respect you, and please don't take it as disrespect. And I even told him, I don't give a fuck if you disrespect me or not. Like, I just want to get to the debate. And I have to make sure I say this because I even told Dad Bod this shit one time. I don't care about the niceties. I don't care about the niceties. I don't care about the pleasantries. I don't care about the benevolent racism, the benevolent misogyny. I don't care about that shit. You dressing it up and putting a smile on it does nothing for me. I don't care about their politeness. So Debbie's in chat for Megan for the $2 super chat to say, Santana, where's the photo? Where's the photos of your final litmus test? I don't know. I don't know what litmus test. I'm confused. These came in prior to starting the Kick Fund. What happened over here? What did I miss? Oh, I don't know. I think I missed something. Anyway, Debbie's in the chat for Jay for the $5 donation saying, how dare you hold this man feet to the fire? Let him live in imaginary donut land. I do love his microaggressions. Bro, when I tell you, I don't care about their microaggressions. When I tell you, I don't even pick up on their microaggressions. I just let them be. I just let them fly. I don't give a fuck. Because if you're not going to say it with your chest, then I don't want to hear it. Debbie's in chat as well for Joe for the $6 donation saying, guess, how light does your skin need to be considered white? There are so many different shades of white people as there are stars in the sky. Someone had to abruptly say these shades qualify as white and these other ones don't. Like, that's the point, right? Him trying to say it, he literally thought that he had a gotcha by saying, why is it that white people can't make a black baby? That was his gotcha. That was literally his gotcha. W's in the chat for Craft Weaver. Hey, Craft Weaver for the $10 donation saying, again, paying for a white person's education. Genetics really isn't that hard to understand. It was for him. It was for him. Fucking W's in the chat for Sarah. Sarah sent it came out to $38.66. I'm betting this is like around 40 something. I don't know. But sent a donation says, Santana, my educator, thank you. And embarrassed Caucasian here, sending love. I appreciate the hell out of you. W's in the chat. Holy shit. W's in the chat as well for Jarin for the $5 super chat to say, so wait, how is logic indigenous if this man believes race is based on the amount of melanins in one's skin? Yo, I didn't even think about that one. W's in the chat for the Peach Raid. What up, Peach Raid? What up, Peach Raid? Yo, listen to what Jarin just said. Listen to what Jarin just said. So wait, how is logic indigenous if this man believes that race is based off of the amount of melanin in one's skin? Damn it, I didn't even think about that one. I didn't even think about that one. Holy fuck, that's a good one. W's in the chat. Going back to an FYI, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. Yes, I do. I have to store that away. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, only look for some debates. So these all came in for the kick fund, and this kind of like happened rapid fire. When I look back at it, W's in the chat for Amy for the $10 donation said kick fund. W's in the chat for John, who sent $10, said you should have started the kick fund when he first got on. He's been disingenuous the whole time, man, knowing nothing about deconstruction. Listen, okay, John, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. That's why. Like, literally, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I hear you, and I know that's on me. I take responsibility, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to see where we could go, but John, you were right. I apologize. John, you are absolutely right. Dub's in the chat for Feisty, who sent a $5 donation saying kick this prick. Dub's in the chat for Thomas, who sent $5, said kick fun. When white inflation theory would blow this guy's mind. We can prove race is social by the fact that to survive, whiteness has changed over time to include groups. Yes, include groups that were considered non-white, like Southern European. Yes, you know what? I didn't even get to the fact of bringing up the point that at one point, Irish people weren't considered being white, or Italian people weren't considered to be white. What up, Peach? Debbie's in the chat for Peach. Hi, Peach. I hope you had a great live, and I hope you're having a great day. How are you? I love you, but all the white man stuff gets old. We know. Stop attacking me because I'm aware. Oh, okay. Come up here and tell me about it. I sent you a request. You don't want me talking about white people or whiteness. Got it. I sent you a request. I love you too. Sent you a request. Wild Azzy or whatever. Come up here and tell me about it. Also, me reading off donations isn't actually attacking anyone. You're not gonna come up? You're not gonna come up? I think that's like the wildest concept, right? The fact that people think that talking about these systems that continue to disenfranchise marginalized communities, the atrocities that have happened throughout the history of the world, is somehow picking on white people or white men. Like, I think that's the most interesting concept to me. Like, calling out the shit that has happened or the shit that is currently happening is the wildest thing to me. Like, they get so mad when you do that. But you know who doesn't get mad at that? White people that know. White men that know. Like, the funniest shit is, I'll say a name specifically, Parker, right? I was sitting listening to Parker yesterday as I was working out, and Parker was talking to this guy, and the guy got so mad at him because he was telling him that America was based off of stolen land, right? And then Parker started talking about how white people has overwhelmingly been able to like achieve and succeed due to whiteness and disenfranchising other people. He talked about like all this shit. And then the guy started to try to talk about like, transgender people and shooters and all this other stuff. And he was like, well, if you want to really talk about it, we got to talk about white men. White men overwhelmingly commit these mass shootings, right? And the guy was so mad. And he told Parker, he said, basically like, you're a race traitor. Why are you talking about white men? And Parker made the point like, hey, I'm just calling out what it is. But the funny thing is, when Parker does it, they're mad at Parker because they think that he's actually a race traitor. But then when I do it, they're mad at me because they think that I'm just hating on white people or bashing white men or something. But the thing is, we're just both truthful. I don't know. I don't understand this shit. I don't understand this shit. He said, or racist. We're both racist? What do you mean? Who's racist? Yeah, they do think Parker should be on their side. They do. They do think that Parker should be on their side. Anyway, I'm sorry. I like that shit just blows my mind. I saw that in the comment section and I'm just like, whatever. W's in chat for Jessica for the $13.66 donation. Said this guy needs to go. He's dangerous. Yeet. W's in the chat for Ali for the $5 donation saying, guest studying on whitewashed history and guest studying whitewashed history and perpetuating it is dangerous. His fragility is showing. Kick this potential crybaby. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that I like to call out. I mean, one of the reasons why I've been so happy with learning more, right, and reading, and the reason why I talk to you guys about the books that I've been reading is literally because there's things that I did not know. And I feel like there's things that have been hidden from Americans, right? I literally feel like there is a multitude of things that have been hidden from us. And so since these things have been hidden from us, it's my responsibility to share these things, right? And so the more that I learn, the more that I want to talk to you guys about these things. And understanding the different things that have happened, it's super important. So that's why I do it. It's not about bashing white people or anything. It's literally that our entire history has been whitewashed, and exposing the atrocities that have occurred throughout our history is so important. It's not to say someone's better or someone's worse. It's literally to admit that we've done harm, and we have to try to make amends for the harm that we've done. And Debbie's in the chat from Malika for the $10 donation saying, kick this insufferable POS, and did. Debbie's in the chat for Lafitte for the $5 said kick. Let's see here. Debbie's in the chat for Darius, who sent one and said, for the kick fund, can't deal with him. I think if he thinks he's a historian, I can't imagine how much harm he's bringing to the world. Facts. Debbie's in the chat for Janetta for the $10 donation said, thank you for what you do. Even this Latina learns new things from you. Gracias. Gracias. Debbie's in the chat for you. The whole point is for all of us to learn. No bullshit. It's for all of us to actually learn. Debbie's in chat for C for the $2 donation saying, he's a disingenuous that wait. He's a dangerous that calls dangerous that call. Oh, this is a song. That's why. He's dangerous. That's a caller. That's dangerous. The caller's a bad guy. Oh, an Akon song. I'm sorry. I was trying to read it instead of singing it. That's what threw me off. That was in chat for Harry for the $2 donation. I love that dude told the whole chat that you're up here cooking as you're oiling up the pan to toss them in it. Yeah, fucking W's. We still got a few more because all the cash apps were stacked together. Hi, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything in the background?
Yeah.
Yes, Trump
I think
supporter.
you're
Yes,
ignorant
disagree.
fuck, and I can't wait for him to open up internment camps and put people like you in it. Socialism, you're an enemy of this. You don't stand for
Hey, do you want to debate or do you want to cry? Hey, do you want to debate or do you want to cry?
I want to debate you.
Okay, then stop crying for a second. Let me finish what I got to do, and then we can get to a debate. Shh. Let me just finish, and then hey. Stop
this best place in the world.
Stop it. You're crashing in. You go. He ran. I know who James is. James does the weird thing where he comes up on TikTok lives and then he tries to get someone to crash out so he can report him and get the live taken down. But that's not how it works anymore, James. You're not good at being a rat. James, it sucks the sucks. You're not even good at being a coward. That's not how you get lives taken down anymore, bub. TikTok has changed their moderation. You lose. I always find it fascinating that people they're so butthurt about these TikTok lives But instead of going in and like dismantling the argument and defeating the argument, they try to do the weird shit of reporting. And I'm legitimately glad that TikTok fixed that. I'm actually, that's one of the biggest things that TikTok did was fix their moderation. They changed it so when people come in and like slur and crash out, it doesn't affect the live. It literally affects the person on the live. And the only way that it actually affects the live is if you choose to keep that person up there for longer. So I'm glad that they fixed that. And then also like the actual appeal process has become more layered. So you can like submit you can talk to a direct TikTok person now to get through the appeal process. So losers like James can't just go report lives that he's just mad at because he's butthurt. Suck it, James. Anyway, where were we? Just a couple more. Debbie's in the chat for Serena, who sent $10. Said, kick fun. This is painful. I know that's right. Debbie's in the chat for, let's see here, Jay Hops. J Hops said a $50 donation said, kick this cracker. Dang it, J Hops. Debbie's in the chat for Pepperan, who sent $10 and said, kick him. And holy shit, this came in at literally right. Holy fuck, Eureka. Eureka sent $150, said, please get him the F out of here. Holy shit. W's in the chat for Eureka. W's in the chat for J Hops. W's in the chat for all the donos. I'm so happy that you guys got him up out the paint because holy fuck, that was crazy. That was fucking crazy. W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. Let me go over here and check this really quickly. I didn't even see that. Yeah. Anywho, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. That was in chat for C for the one. Yeah, no. I got it. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Give me a second, guys. One thing that I want to talk to you guys about really quickly, I think is like super duper important because while we wait to see if anyone actually makes the decision to get in the box, right? I kind of doubt that they will, but yeah, no. I wanted to kind of cover something with you guys because I was talking to Ari and Kenzie and a couple of different people yesterday. And they said something which I didn't realize, but they said that they don't pay attention to mainstream news. Does anyone else not pay attention to mainstream news? Like, who's staying up to date on what's happening in the news? Yep. You? Okay. Well, apparently, people aren't necessarily keeping up as far as what's happening in mainstream news. And like they let me know that a lot of times they actually check in with me and to see what I'm talking about as far as the mainstream news. And one thing that Kenzie didn't know about yesterday, which I thought everybody knew, was the Donald diarrhea. Do you guys know about the Donald diarrhea? Everybody knows about the Donald diarrhea, right? It's the explosive diarrhea. Yep. So no, gotcha. All right. So apparently, guys, we got explosive diarrhea here in the United States of America. And what's happening is there's an actual infestation on certain products, specifically lettuce, right? You guys need to make sure that you stay away from like pre-made salads and stuff, but there's been recalls But there is, it's colostrophy. I think that's how you say it. But anyway, certain foods that you can eat, and it's giving people like explosive diarrhea. But the fucked up part is like Donald Trump defunded the team that was supposed to actually check and make sure this shit wasn't happening. And of course, while it was defunded, it's a thing. So this article, I wanted to talk about this and read this out. This is from Taylor Farms. So apparently Taylor Farms is one of like the larger producers that actually put out lettuce and products, produce and all this other stuff. But Taylor Farms has removed some products after linking it to calotropis cases. I think that's how you pronounce it. The California company grows produce for more than 12 states and in Mexico and Canada. Taco Bell and food distributor Cisco have pulled Taylor Farm lettuce from their supply. Taylor Farm is the nation's largest producer of leafy greens and fresh vegetables, said on Friday that it will remove its products at the center of the colostropis outbreak that has sickened more than 1,600 people. Based in California, the family-owned company is in the spotlight after the Center of Disease and Control Prevention linked an outbreak of colostrophitis to its iceberg lettuce. That Taylor Farm supplied to certain Taco Bell restaurants, according to two federal officials, has declined to be named Thursday night. Right? So I just wanted to call that out just to make sure that people know, because FYI, they sent out, it's connected to like some pre-made salads or whatever. And this pre-made salads as well has been shipped all across the country. It's been shipped to Mexico. It's been shipped to Canada. And last year, this farm, Taylor Farm, made up about 40% of all of the salad kits that were sold in America's grocery stores, making up about 265 million servings of fresh fruit each week. So yes, it's fruits, veggies, it's produce. So guys, if you have not heard about this, please, please, please be aware. Like, this is causing exploding diarrhea. Just make sure. Apparently you can't wash it off. The only way that you can get rid of the actual bacteria is by boiling it. All right. The only way that you can get rid of it is by boiling it. All right. So I wanted to make sure I cover that with you guys. A couple other quick stories that I haven't gotten to, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to get to these stories. Did anyone see that Donald Trump actually got paid $2 million by a South Korean company with like inside trading? Trump paid $2 million by a South Korean company facing trade investigation. The lead investigator in the South Korean aluminum company that has challenged Commerce Department penalties for certain exports to South Korea to the United States made a $2 million payment last year to President Trump's holding company. The payment by the parent company Base Group was revealed for the first time in Mr. Trump's annual financial disclosure released late July. The document offered only a cryptic explanation for the payment, stating that it was part of a letter of intent and a non-refundable development fee. In the statement in the New York Times, and the company and the Trump family said the payment relates to a still unannounced golf course project. Yeah. Donald Trump is absolutely funneling money through his companies from foreign companies, from oligarchs and all around the board, just in order to continue to enrich himself. So I just wanted to make sure I call that out. We talked about Donald Trump and his actual election process and the fact that he made that speech. One thing that I didn't get a chance to talk about this happened before he had the address to the nation, where he was literally, where he actually fired the elected members of the election commission. Did you guys hear about that? Donald Trump outs election commission members in the latest push to reshape U.S. voting process. President Donald Trump has ousted members of a bipartisan federal election commission that resisted his efforts to require would-be voters to document their U.S. citizenship before registering. The White House on Friday confirmed that the executive action against members of the Election Assistance Commission, which distributes federal grants to states overseeing testings and voting systems and maintaining national voter registration information. So he got rid of the committee that actually is supposed to divvy out the funds for people or for states to be able to do their elections. That's really important because yesterday as well, the acting head of national intelligence came out and talked about a couple of things. Listen to what he said yesterday.
This isn't something that I'm trying to tell you to spin a narrative. This is what is going on. And what we are saying is that every state should partner with us to work to secure this. Once we identify the problem, everybody should be informed. Working with Secretary Lutnick, we are going to make our security enhancements mandatory, meaning that if these states want a grant and they want to be reimbursed to work or to run federal elections, they're going to have to implement security issues. Just security issues. We're not trying to get into anything else, but we're saying that the machines have to be secured and that your voter registration list needs to be scrubbed.
Yes, I am eating produce. These are cherries, but these are locally farmed cherries. These are locally farmed cherries. I know where my produce comes from. So he literally threatened the follow-up of what they did like a week ago. This was after the Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump could actually fire appointed officials, but couldn't fire Lisa Cook at the Fed. And so they're openly threatening, right, to withhold funds from any state that doesn't do what they want them to do. Now, you guys may be like, well, let's be more specific. What do they want them to do? Don't worry. He said what they want them to do.
Before and after the election, we will scrub all election records looking for illegal aliens and those who are ineligible to vote, including those that somehow voted, yet they were deceased. If you're illegal and attempted to vote, or you tried to vote illegally for someone else, we will find you and we will charge you. Illegal voter.
Does anyone trust them to quote unquote scrub the votes? They're gonna quote unquote scrub the votes. Why do I have a sneaky suspicion that scrubbing the votes is going to equate to way more than just, you know, getting rid of people that shouldn't be on the voter rolls? But they're being very clear and intentional as far as what they plan on doing, right? Like that's a thing. It's happening. I need you guys to know that's a thing and it's happening, right? One other thing that I've been meaning to talk to you guys about, and this is super important as well, not important, but like more like, nearly 1 million investors lost a total of $3.5 billion on Trump's crypto coin. An up-to-date tally of Trump followers turned crypto investors is in, and for them, the overall results are remarkably bad. Nearly 1 million people who bought President Trump's meme coin have lost money at the end of June. According to the report by cryptocurrency analysis firm Neeson, their loss totaled $3.8 billion. The analytic firm assessed that was calculated this week after Mr. Trump signed the annual financial disclosure showing that he walked away with a $636 million payout on the same crypto bet. Part of the haul was at least $2.2 billion from all of his business ventures in 2025. Literally, Donald Trump conned his followers for buying crypto. couldn't happen to nicer people. Just wanted to make sure that I let you guys know. Couldn't happen to nicer people. Speaking of cons, Truth Social is selling trading firms fastest access to Trump posts. Trump Media and Technology Group has unveiled a paid-for licensed data feed that will give banks and trading firms the fastest access to posts from influential Truth Social accounts, such as President Donald Trump, who posts often move global markets. The product, called Truth API, will deliver posts from the most 10 influential accounts to customers at a significantly faster pace than regular push notifications on the Trump Social platform, a spokesman said. The feed is designed for organizations most impacted by the cost of a delay in information, such as an algorithmic trading firm, the company said in a statement. Until now, firms that prioritize tracking influential truth posts have relied on manual monitoring. Truth API closes the gap. If you pay them enough money, they'll tell you what they're going to do in the markets before they do what they're going to do in the markets. That's what that said. Are we good? Do you guys understand that? Does everyone understand that's exactly what that just said? Okay, just want to check. Two more things that like Trump has been up to that I haven't got a chance to talk to you about. First and foremost, Donald Trump wants to tariff Canada more because of wildfires. Did you guys see that shit? Donald Trump wants to tariff Canada more because of wildfires. Trump says Canada will face tariffs over wildfire smoke, claiming willful negligence. President Trump threatened on Friday to impose additional tariffs on Canada, accusing the country's government of willful negligence in its handling over massive wildfires that have wafered heavy smoke and worsened air quality in parts of the Midwest and East Coast. And this is a quote from Trump. We're holding Canada responsible for the fact that they're not properly maintaining their forestry and their brushes. The United States of America has been being unnecessarily invaded by filthy, polluted, and unhealthy air, the quality of which is dangerous and totally unacceptable, Trump wrote on his Truth Social post. I'm not saying that like the wildfires haven't been detrimental, but I'm so fucking confused as far as like how he's gonna levy tariffs because of wildfires. That's the confusing part to me. Maybe I'm missing something. Or maybe not. Maybe not. He could send help. That would actually be more logical. Like him sending help would absolutely be more logical, but we're talking about Donald Trump. Speaking of Donald Trump, guess who he wants to be the next senator of South Carolina? Ever since Lindsey Ladybug Graham died, guess who Trump wants to be the next United States senator from South Carolina? Trump urges Darlene Graham to run for full Senate term as funeral scheduled for Lindsey Graham. President Trump said Friday that Darlene Graham, the sister of the late Lindsey Graham, has his support to run for a full term to replace her brother in the United States Senate. He wrote on social media that she has been a winner all her life and should she accept, has my complete and total endorsement. And then he followed that up by, run, Darlene, run. The president said that he had discussed a potential campaign with Darlene at the White House. 4 people familiar with the deliberation, and none of them who were authorized to speak publicly, had previously said that she probably expressed an interest in running. FYI, Lindsey Graham's sister has never held political office. Ever. ever. She's never held any political office, and now she's just going to be a senator. I could have sworn they didn't want DEI. I could have sworn they didn't want DEI. Unless they just mean black people when they say DEI. I think that I may be confused. They might just be talking about black people. I think I got that one fucked up. That one's on me. My bad, guys. They don't care about nepotism. They just care that black people don't do it. Got it. That one was on me. My bad. My bad. Oof. Yeah. One other thing that I wanted to cover with you guys, and this happened like about a week ago, and I just thought this was super interesting. I thought this was super interesting, and it speaks to like the weaponization of the Trump administration. Trump fires new Seattle prosecutor less than an hour after appointment. President Trump on Wednesday fired U.S. Attorney Roger Rogoff less than an hour after he was appointed as top federal prosecutor in the Western District of Washington State. Rogoff was sworn in shortly before 8 p.m. PSD in downtown Seattle, but then he told the Associated Press that he received an email from the Trump administration informing him of his termination while waiting in the lobby of the United States Attorney's Office. Trump in October named Charles Nell Floyd, a former immigration judge, as the interim U.S. attorney for the district. The president then alerted Floyd's title to the first assistant U.S. attorney when he was 120 when his 120-day tenure role ended in February. After U.S. appeal court expressed doubts the move by Trump was legal, a group of 17 activists and former federal judge in the district unanimously appointed Rogoff, a former King County Superior Court judge who was previously served as the assistant to the U.S. attorney in this district. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche on Wednesday defended the president's move to fire Rogoff, saying the group of judges in the Evergreen State abandoned the time-honored process of constitution with the administration so that the selected U.S. attorney is qualified to serve in the administration. Doesn't that speak to who the Trump administration is? To fire an appointee after less than an hour, but more than that, it's about weaponizing like the federal system. The one thing that I will tell you guys, so again, you guys know I've been reading the actual book Regime Change Inside the Imperial Presidency of Donald Trump. One thing that they talked about in this book that really stuck out to me was the fact that after Donald Trump lost the 2020 presidential election and Stephen Miller was out there preparing for the next run, he started documenting and making a list of loyalist lawyers and judges. They had the premise that like these judges and lawyers were too soft, they were too weak, they were too much of a coward. And so if they got another administration, they wanted to install specific lawyers and specific judges that wouldn't give a fuck about the law and wouldn't give a fuck about like how things are supposed to happen. They wanted to put people in place that would do exactly what they wanted them to do. And this is what you're seeing. This is literally what you're seeing. So that's interesting. I wanted to make sure that I updated you guys with those things. There's a couple of things that I could tell you about, but I want to kind of hold it. Oh, okay. One more thing, just because I think this is a fun. This is a fun one. You guys want to do a fun one? Can we do a fun one? Let's do a fun one. What's the book? The book is Regime Change Inside the Imperial Presidency of Donald Trump. Let's do a fun one. So Fox News had some bad news for their viewers. And the bad news was literally about the 10 worst states to live in the country. Would you guys like to know what those 10 worst states to live in the country were? Oh, jump scare. Sorry, guys. Sorry, jump scare. The 10 worst states to live in the country. Number 10, Arkansas. Number 9, Oklahoma. Number 8, Alabama. Number 7, Missouri. Number 6, Utah. Number 5, Georgia. Number 4, Louisiana. Number 3, Indiana. Number 2, Texas. And number 1, Tennessee, Tennessee. Anybody notice anything about the top 10 worst states to live in 2026? Yeah. Yeah. They're all red states. They're all red states. Fox News was so upset about this. They were so upset about this. But listen, facts don't care about your feelings. Right? I mean, facts don't care about your feelings. Facts do not care about your feelings. One more, because this is actually important. And I think that a lot of people may not know this one, and you guys need to know about this. This is actually like really important. If it happens, this is like actually really important. And it's not, doom and gloom or anything like that. So it's okay. So the legislators have been trying to pass what's called like the Sunshine Bill forever. For a lot of people who may not know, and like our international friends may not understand this, the United States of America has time zones. Like not all of us are in the same time zone, right? We have daylight savings. And the reason that we have daylight savings is because of like farming, right? They used to want to make sure that we had what it takes to ensure that the farmers had enough time to farm, right? So they're looking to pass a piece of legislation that would officially get rid of daylight savings time. And if the legislation passed to get daylight savings time, it's going to standardize the time across the board. So we have the listing of like, when sun sets, sun rises, right? And this is in January. It's all going to be standardized, and there will be no more daylight saving time if this passes. No more bouncing back and forth. No more spring forward, fall back. No more spring forward, fall back. I know this is a piece of legislation that they've been trying to get passed for like a long time. And like the reason why it's not needed anymore is because of the innovations when it comes to farming. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I don't really care. Time is a social construct to me anyway. Your representative voted against it. I don't think it's like a big deal. I don't know. Time is a social construct. Let me say thank you to a couple of people. W's in chat for Janet for the $5 donation. I read Confessions of Nat Turner in 1968 at 16. Made me a great hair hippie. Leftist I am today. We need to keep learning. Go teach that. And W's in chat, Janet. I mean, I need to go check that out. Holy shit. W's in chat for John for the $5 donation, saying, when I first started listening to you, the things you said would piss me off, which made me think. You changed my mind and taught me about decompression. I'm thinking you mean deconstruction. And thank you for the book recommendation. I'm currently reading 1619 Project, and you're awesome. You're awesome. I can't believe you're reading that. Take a break as well, John, but make sure, like, take a break. Don't read these back to back. But if you really want to keep going down the same like rabbit hole that I went down, and I don't recommend reading these back to back, but make sure you read them. Make sure you get to The Rediscovery of America, Native People, and the Unmasking of U.S. History. Make sure that you read Why Women, Ain't I a Woman by Bell Hooks. And make sure that you read War Against All Puerto Ricans, Revolution and Terror in America's Colony. Make sure you go down that rabbit hole, but I would not recommend reading all those back to back because they're really hard. Debbie's in chat for Megan for the $5. Oh, I get what you're saying, Megan. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I get it. Get it. Debbie's in chat for Devin, just Devin for the $2 super chat. Just because I appreciate you. Thank you. And Debbie's in the chat for Holly for the $1 donation. A copy of 1619 I can find in my library. It's illustrated. I'm halfway ooh, yeah. I will say that I'm glad, like the actual book that I came with, because I do Audible, it has downloads for the PDFs and the pictures and stuff for the 1619 project, and I'm so happy that no thank you. Deb's in chat for Rebel for the $5 donation and sent 3 stars. I appreciate the hell out of you, Rebel. Debbie's in the chat for Adrian for the $5 donation, said, I'm very surprised West Virginia isn't on the list of places as a shithole. Shelly Moore, Capino, and Jim Justice don't give a fuck about our children's vets or the rampant drug and homelessness in our streets. Like, that doesn't surprise me at all. Like, that does not surprise me at all. That's how it typically goes in those areas. And I'm kind of shocked that West Virginia isn't there either. All right, guys, that's it for today. But I'm going to go run over and co-host with Parker. So get over to Parker's. I think his handle is still Parker Get a Job, but he put his so he's going through the process of actually trying to get verified, and so he had to put his first and last name. So it's Parker Sedgwick. And I'm shocked when he did that. I was like, holy shit, he's actually telling people his last name. Because that's something for people who don't know. Parker's super private, and he's always worried about people knowing his last name and being able to like find him or whatever. But anyway, so get over to Parker. We're going to get over there. I'm going to do some co-hosting with him. Debbie's in the chat for Paradise for the $5 donation, saying daylight saving thing has a lot more to it because it kind of puts kids going to school in the dark from which is it's dangerous, especially those taking public transportation. I didn't think about that, Paradise. That's actually a really good point. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that. That's actually a really, really good point. That's a really, really good point. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Like I said, I'm going to go co-host with Parker. I think his handle is still Parker Get a Job or Parker Sedgwick. Regardless, meet me over at Parker's, and we're going to go hang out with him for a little while. Let's hit this outro. Let's go.
You stepped in a box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats who get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah.
Hey, Debbie's in the chat for the chat. Guys, get over there. Get over to Parker Get a Job. I'm going to go co-host for a while. Get over there. Spam love from Santana Raid, love from Santana. Get over there. I'll see you guys over there in just a few moments. Thank you. Thanks for all the guests, the taps, the likes, and shares. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for being amazing. I love you all. And as always, peace.